advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, and making your life a little easier. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com, and it really does work. Panacea Life Sciences in Golden, Colorado. It's the best product on the market, in my opinion, and I've tried tons of them. And I give my word and my personal testimony. It helps with pain, inflammation, and anxiety. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off, RealCBDThatWorks.com. All right, get your calls in about everything, but you're really going to want to call about cryptocurrency and about estate planning. How do they go hand in hand? Well, they don't really, but our attorney, our expert, Blake Harris, he's basically, BlakeHarrisLaw.com is the guy. To me, there's no one better when it comes to wills, trust, probate, avoiding probate, prenups, postnups, getting to know your life and what you need to protect yourself, your children. And when it comes to cryptocurrency, he got into cryptocurrency as an adjunct to his legal business. He can help people with that, and he can help plan for the passing on of cryptocurrency so it doesn't get lost in the Netherlands, right, or in the nethers. They do get found if you do it properly, but unfortunately, many people have had cryptocurrency and die, and no one knows how to access them, and they're forever gone. Get your calls in anything. If you have a problem, a question, or complaint, do you understand? You can get help from us. We have 20 cases at any one time we're helping with. We've recovered, over my career, about $350 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services, and we're still climbing. All you have to do is call. Now, if you're listening to a recorded stream, they call it a podcast. I really didn't design this as a podcast, but thank you for doing it. Thank you for downloading and listening. If you're listening on the treadmill or somewhere, it's 303-MARTINO. You can call anytime, 303-627-8466. You can also call if you're listening live, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And you can call the studio directly in our Denver flagship station, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. It's important you don't sit on your rights. If someone took money from you and they keep delaying you, or if someone is lying to you, or if you've been cheated by someone, you don't have to take it. So many people nowadays are taking it. I don't understand it. It used to be if you're cheated out of $10, you would cry about it. Nowadays, you know how many people lose money online and say, the hell with it. It's not worth the hassle. I've known some people who discovered credit card fraud. Listen to this. Credit card fraud. They call their credit card company and say, this charge isn't mine. So let's say a $200 credit card charge. This isn't mine. But it happened one time, right? And the credit card company says, well, we can send you a new card. And now they're thinking, oh, my God, I have all these auto pays on this card. I've given this card out to so many people. Forget it. They actually just forget it. They're willing to just look past it. Blake Harris, attorney at law. Why did you go into cryptocurrency? Just plain down and dirty. Why'd you do it? Oh, turn your mic on, sir.
I think it works a little bit better with the microphone on. So it was about 3 years ago, I had a client come to me. I'd heard of Bitcoin, but I'd never really looked into it much. And they had a sizable amount of Bitcoin.
And they were planning their estate, right?
They were planning their estate. And me being kind of a curious guy, I started looking into it more and more and found that this is a very interesting asset. It has been the best performing asset over the past 10 years, returning about 200% per year. an average of 200% per year every year for the past 10 years. And that led me down a rabbit hole of cryptocurrency. And as I studied it more and put more information about cryptocurrency on my website, as it relates to estate planning, I got more and more clients who had cryptocurrency holdings, some with very significant cryptocurrency holdings coming to me. So it was really a client that I have to thank for getting me into cryptocurrency. And now it's probably about maybe almost half of my business clients are discussing and we're addressing cryptocurrency either as a business opportunity, whether that's setting up a Bitcoin ATM machine, launching a new token, or as part of their estate plan, they want to protect that cryptocurrency from lawsuits to keep that cryptocurrency out of probate.
Isn't it true?
On to the next generation. Go ahead.
Isn't it true that you have actually seen cases, or there are cases, where people don't leave any information about crypto and it's gone forever?
Oh, all the time.
Think about how dangerous that is.
But don't let it scare you from getting into it. And I do want to just warn at the beginning of the show, I'm not giving any investment recommendations. I do advise learning and educating yourself about it. Maybe.
Now, here's what I want to know: where does that crypto go?
Where does
with the never crypto?
With the crypto, where the key is lost, it's lost forever unless somebody.
But so no one makes up for it. It doesn't make anyone else richer.
I mean, it kind of does, because if I burn a dollar, a regular $100 bill, it does make you richer because the amount of crypto in circulation, the amount of dollars in circulation decreases. But it doesn't go to any one person or doesn't go to any one entity.
My basic understanding of crypto is there's a finite amount that can be mined or distributed. That's rule number one.
Actually, that's true for Bitcoin, which is the biggest of them.
Okay.
Some cryptocurrencies will grow. Bitcoin is capped out at 21 million Bitcoin.
Okay, so if it can grow, then it has the same problem as a dollar. It can get very, very diluted.
It does, but it's more predictable in how it's going to grow. The dollar, anytime the Fed wants to print more money, they can print more money.
But with the others?
With the others, it typically has a process where each time there's a transaction, you can kind of predict how it's going to be inflated more so than you can predict.
Why do people like cryptocurrency then? What's the allure?
Well, I mean, the biggest attraction, the reason that I have some investments in cryptocurrency is because I believe it's an asset that's going to appreciate.
Yeah, but not just that. Why use it in transactions? Is it the privacy angle?
There is a privacy angle, but it's also the ability to transact without going through the banks. If you want to send money through the banks, you have to get approval of both banks to send a wire payment. With a Bitcoin,
it's peer-to-peer, right?
It's peer-to-peer. There are people or computers which are referred to as miners, which verify transactions, but that's different than approving.
No, I understand that. Yeah. Now, verifying transactions, and that's what I want to explain. So there's a currency, so we call it Bitcoin. Now, every single coin, and I used to think this was very complicated, and it is, but I'm going to simplify it. I always like to do things for dummies. If you look at every single coin as a living, breathing thing, that coin has a lineage. And each time it's in circulation and used in a transaction, that transaction is added to its lineage. So each coin has a history. And that's what you call the blockchain or whatever.
It's recorded on the blockchain,
yeah.
a public ledger.
That's why we can't trade on the same crypto, because it would show up as a conflict. But I've often wondered, there's got to be fraud somewhere. If it does show up as a conflict, who wins the conflict?
So that's a very good question.
Yeah, so Talib has a Bitcoin and I have a Bitcoin that seems to have the same something or other, and there's a conflict. Talib stole it. I actually have one, but he hacked it. What happens?
So the way that works is what will happen is the blockchain. The blockchain is merely block means a group of data. Think of it as just a sheet of paper that lists some transactions, and then you tie that together with the next.
So what happens when there's a conflict?
With the next sheet of paper. So every single miner, all of the people who keep track
of the transaction
of the blockchain. Let's say that the two of you both send in different blocks that say that different things happen. What will eventually happen is one of those blockchains will be built on more because it is the accurate one, and ultimately the blockchain that is longer is the Bitcoin blockchain.
What happens to Talib's hacked coin?
What happens to his? Either nothing happens, or what could happen is a fork, and this is where other currencies can come.
So somebody can actually benefit from hacking a coin then.
So somebody could start off a new coin. That's how Doge came to be. Doge was a fork from Bitcoin many years.
Oh, really?
Ago. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm talking about out and out theft. I mean, or is it impossible to have the same coin?
It's theoretically impossible.
Okay. That's a built-in security.
That was the goal with
that's
Bitcoin,
because each Bitcoin has transactions recorded on various machines around the world.
Correct.
Millions of machines. So in order to duplicate it, you would literally have to go to. You'd have to figure out where that coin's been.
You'd have to control 51% of all the mining operations.
Right, to get the primary branch of transactions. But anyway, that's why it's safe. You get a Bitcoin, it has a lineage. Now, a newly mined Bitcoin then has no lineage. It's brand new.
Correct. And there's 21 million total Bitcoins that will ever be mined. After that, Bitcoin will still continue to.
How many are out there now?
Somewhere like 18 million. The way it works is there's a reward that you get each time you mine it, and that rewarding splits in half every about 3 or 4.
Once they're all out. What happens to the value of Bitcoin?
It will continue to miners will still continue to be incentivized, because when you send a Bitcoin transaction,
you have to have the transactions verified. So how will miners be incentivized if they can't get new coin?
By paying a transaction fee.
Okay.
So it's mining or it's a transaction fee.
So you either get a coin or in any case you're getting fees either in a coin or in a transaction fee.
Exactly.
It's so ingenious.
Gas.
What's that?
I said in Ethereum, they call that gas, those fees that are paid.
Yeah. You know what's incredible is how it was thought of and instituted and took a life on.
So it's interesting.
I'm always blown away by things that take on a life.
So the founder of Bitcoin goes under a pseudonym Satoshi.
Right, but we don't know if that was a real person or a committee.
It was probably... Right. I mean, I'm not going to get into speculation, but we don't know who that is. What's interesting is in the very first transaction, a message was included in the blockchain which said, "On the brink of another bank bailout," and it was almost a way of saying
that's why I'm doing this.
Exactly.
303-713-TALK. We had a guy on. Paul wanted to talk about crypto. He hung up. If you can call in, we'll try to get to your call quicker. 303-713-TALK, or call with any consumer problems, question, or complaints. 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO.
Drop on both, dude. This Wi-Fi is trying to make
you. Make sure your mic's off when we're not on. Yeah. Make sure that. Okay. Do you hear me, Blake? When we go off, it's off now, but you kept it on by mistake.
It's Brian with Advanced Mud Jacking. Does COVID have you home and you're noticing sinking concrete, interior floors?
I've been having. Don't get me. I have allergies. No, I don't have anything.
I think you should just back both hands straight.
David Ellis Jewelers will buy precious metals. That is the message. Okay? 3rd and Clayton, David Ellis Jewelers. That's really all you need to know. No, you need to know something else. He's been around for 40 freaking years. Now, DavidEllisJewelry.com. Hey, you may want to check him out as a jewelry store, right? Here's the bottom line, though. If you want to find spot prices, honest spot prices, and get paid today, then I want to refer you to David Ellis Jewelers. Don't go to some hotel room when a guy is coming through town, or by no means send your jewelry, precious metals, or whatever you have, coin collections, over the internet. Don't mail them or FedEx them and then expect someone to treat you honestly. There's too many crooks out there. You need someone we know and trust, David Ellis. 303-322-8779. That's David Ellis, 3rd and Clayton in Cherry Creek. You can buy floor coverings anywhere. Hardware stores even, the big box stores, they have them. Plus the mills and the outlets, on and on and on. So it's not where you buy it. You can buy them anywhere. Here's what you're really shopping for. Better installation, better financing, better warranties, and better people. A better experience. you can get someone to your home from simplyfloorsinc.com. That's where you make your appointment. And they do have better pricing, better installers, and a better experience. Plus Buddy Mitchell is your expert to help you choose the right floor. simplyfloorsinc.com. Oh, my new magazine's out, 303consumer.com. And by the way, you'll find an article about Century RV. They're the big small dealer. You know what I mean by that? They appear to be small, but they're giant. They have 48 acres, and they have this, but along the frontage roads, it doesn't look like much, but man, do they have the best deals around. In fact, they're the price leader, and they are, when I say price leader, in cheap, and the price and the high volume sales. So go up there, Century RV, exit 240 and I-25, and then go south from that exit, okay? Just a few feet on Footage Road. CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111, new and used RVs.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you
experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high? Or are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to mold, corroded...
Mark, I have an in-house endorsement for it.
Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are
Please
not
come on, you got
easy.
a
whole house
Yeah,
very popular in South right now?
I can imagine.
I don't care if they get upset. Right past that through, man.
Thirds are going to jump on
I
this
do
real
not
quick.
give a ratchet.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I think that's kind of the predictions to the small countries flocking to us, especially if we hit some inflation.
That's actually profit up real high.
I mean, I'm betting.
And receive 0% interest when you call today. 720-573-0086.
DeSantis, man or genius?
720-573-0086. That's 720-573-0086.
DeSantis, madman or genius?
DeSantis.
I'm trying to
Evil genius?
I think we'll be hearing more of it. I think we'll be hearing more of his name. I think he's going to.
I don't think he's a madman.
I think he's.
I don't think he's a genius either. But I think, here's what I think. Unfortunately, what does he do you don't like? I didn't say there's anything. I said I don't think he's a madman. Okay. I think DeSantis, though. Here's what I think. That's what I can't. I think DeSantis does this.
Right? And it's a good way to
see where the political winds are blowing.
Yes.
Oh, I know. Oh, yes. Well, every politician's going to do that. Of course. I think he really thinks in his heart you keep everything fucking open. Shutting it down is fucking stupid. Well, that's true.
I'm not a fan of that. I think he's going to run for president.
I don't like mandates for vaccine either, although I personally am vaccinated, and I actually encourage people to get vaccinated. I do. Because, listen, all vaccines have risks. But I don't believe in mandates. If you don't want it, don't get it. But I personally looked at the data, and really, there are a lot of risks with a lot of things in life. You just got to make choices. And I think people tend to exaggerate risks sometimes. And okay, it is a little confusing, and they make it hard on themselves because vaccinations, they say if you're vaccinated, you can still carry the same viral load as someone else and spread it. Well, the vice president just said, go get vaccinated to protect the vaccinated.
What's the deal?
And the unvaccinated. So there are some confusion. There is some confusion, I should say, that I don't understand. Are you vaccinated? You don't.
Choose Wendy's.
We're online. Yeah, we're online.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Blake Harris with us, attorney at law, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. And we're talking all kinds of stuff like Bitcoin. But Rita, she has a follow-up from yesterday. Now, is Rita, lovely Rita Meter Maid, like we talked about? She's the one in the house Mark went over to visit. And I want to really recap this because it's very serious. We don't want to make light of this. Rita has her entire family or extended family living with her, and they've been living there for 12 years. I mean, this is no small thing if they get evicted. She'll never find another place in this market. And one of the things going on here is she happened to have a bug problem, and they came in to spray, and the landlord noticed, or the manager, or whoever, it was pretty cluttered. Now, we're not going to make excuses. It is pretty damn cluttered.
No, hold on. I got to jump in. The actual bug spraying company came in and couldn't spray is what the story is.
Yeah. Now, they told her to put her stuff in the center of the room so they could go around and spray, and she seems to think, and I really do think she's blaming that on why it looks cluttered. But I think Mark, when he went there and did some video, which is up on our Facebook page and a YouTube channel. Is it on? No, it's not on Facebook, Mark. It's on YouTube.
It's just on the YouTube channel.
The Referralist YouTube. Anyway, the bottom line is...
the ironic part is I didn't see any bugs, and I was looking.
But did you see, Mark, in the kitchen, did you see food stuff?
No, actually, I mean, there was dishes there, but they were rinsed off.
Okay, so here's the deal. When can a landlord...
I don't want to make it sound like it was clean. You see the video. There's stuff everywhere, but there's a bunch of people living there.
Okay.
But I didn't see bugs. And I didn't see, like, old food and bowls and stuff like that.
Okay.
Cluttered.
Did it seem... It's cluttered.
But not nasty.
Extremely cluttered.
But not nasty. Would you say dirty?
I'd say, like, the carpet was absolutely vile.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. And this is a really good question. And, Blake, you have a legal mind. This is not your area of law. But at what point can a landlord step in and say, this is unacceptable, where it's either unhealthy or we don't want you destroying our property, and it's more than being a pig, right? It's more than a dorm room. It's something worse than that.
So I would think that it comes down to when it becomes a threat to either other tenants or it becomes a threat to the property. To the property.
And that's what management is saying.
And that's what management is saying. So Rita's calling back today. Rita, I'm not sure why you're calling back. We were working on trying to work out something, and I believe Mark worked out something really well. They agreed not to go to... they had an eviction hearing set for this week.
Well, I think, honestly, what happened is that witness fell through, but I'm not sure. But there is no eviction hearing tomorrow, period, end of story.
But there could be one.
There is. I called the court, and it's still on for tomorrow.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I talked to the guy yesterday. He said there's definitely no court.
Oh, no. It was all a farce. I called the court. They called me back. And it is still on. It is still on for tomorrow.
Well, let's call over there.
We have to call over. And
give us a number of who you talked to.
I don't have the number offhand.
All right.
It is Yukon Court Apartment.
No, okay, but there's a court hearing in your name tomorrow.
You know what? I got the guy's email right here, the big manager.
All right, hold on, Rita, and we will call over there. Because they promised it wasn't going to be tomorrow, but they were going to refile.
Hey, if this guy lied to me about that, that's it, man.
But they said they were only going to refile if you did not get the place cleaned up. Have you begun getting it cleaned up?
Oh, yeah, my mom and family came in. They cleaned the kitchen. They're over there cleaning.
Now, you got to get rid of some stuff, too. You understand. There's
No, we have. My mother stayed last night. We have family members over there right now. I went over and talked to the manager last night. They said they're going to come and do inspection on Tuesday. I called the court, and they called me this morning. There is no stop eviction. We have court tomorrow at 2:30.
All right, you hold on, Rita. We will check that out. Is this Sherry?
Yes, it is.
What is going on with you? Now, you're with CG's Flooring and Design in Colorado Springs. You're a new member on the referral list. We love featuring new members. And I want to know, maybe you heard me talk about Simply Floors up here. And I said, you can buy floor coverings anywhere. You really can. It's not like you have a unique product that no one else has. So what you're really buying is the company. You're buying the experience. You're buying the service. So I want to know why CG Flooring and Design.
Well, one of the things we do that sets us apart from most of our competitors is that we do free measures and design consultations if they want that portion of it.
Oh.
But the measure is always free.
Oh, okay, because that takes a while to do. So you will go and measure and then give a complete estimate?
Yes.
And then consulting on the best type of floor?
Yes, we definitely do that. You know, it all surrounds lifestyle.
Now, I want to ask you something.
What's the customer's lifestyle?
Yeah, I want to ask you something. I asked Buddy this. I want to know what your answer is. Buddy with Simply Floors up here. I want to know, what is the most popular floor right now?
Well, the most popular floor is luxury vinyl.
I know it. That's right. Everyone says that. It is a remarkable product.
Yes, and I have a special for your listeners today.
Really? You mean for luxury vinyl tile?
Planking, yes.
How far up north do you come?
We go all the way up to Monument, Castle Rock on occasion.
You know, her other company that was on a few weeks ago gave a special that I couldn't believe. 3 rooms of carpet with padding installed. How much was it? $600-700?
$649.
I cannot wait to hear this one. I have never heard of a price that low. Maybe the Springs, I realize it's a different market, but $650 for 3 rooms of carpet? What's this one?
Well, this one here, we have some in-stock luxury vinyl planking that is the 9-inch wide, 5 colors to choose from while supplies last, and that is $1,549 based on 360 square feet, and that's with basic labor and material. And this product is 100% waterproof.
Wow, hold on now. How much will that cover approximately 360 square feet? And don't say 360 square feet. I mean, how many rooms? About average.
You know, again, it just really kind of depends on how large the rooms are, obviously. So that could actually cover 1 room to up to 3 rooms.
Okay.
Just depending on the size.
I get it. I know. Okay. So that's a good answer. But so it could be 1 to 3 rooms. Well, you got to figure
how big is a one garage, a one built-in
like
garage.
12 by 12 is 144. Am I right? No.
So a 2-car garage is going to be
144.
About 300.
So hold on, that could be 12 by 12 is a pretty.
It's a double garage.
Yeah.
Yes. So like on a 12 by 12 is 144 square feet.
Yeah. So 360 feet. $1,549 fully installed. But we're talking about luxury vinyl tile that's completely waterproof, 9-inch wide, beautiful stuff. Okay, so they have
beautiful colors we have in stock too, from browns to the gray.
All right, I'm going to give out the number.
It's waterproof.
Yeah, 719-219-1905. 719-219-1905. CG Flooring and Design. You can find them on
referralist.com. Are you guys still doing that carpet deal out of curiosity as well?
Yes, for your listeners, we will definitely still do the carpet deal.
Give it again,
Dude,
then.
If you were flipping a house or selling a house,
well, give that again.
It's
then.
Crazy.
What's the carpeting one?
3 rooms.
You 3 rooms up to 360 square feet, installed with basic carpet, pad, and insulation for only $649.
So hold on, it's basically each room you're saying is 300 square feet. Is that correct, or total?
Total.
Okay, got it.
A total of 360. Yeah, just like the vinyl. I mean, the luxury vinyl tile.
Yes.
So for both of these extraordinary deals, 719-219-1905. CG's Flooring and Design. We have to take a break. Listen, get your calls in. Rita, we're going to talk to her about our follow-up. We're going to figure out why there's a hearing. And if you have any problems, question, or complaints, give us a call at 303-713-TALK. Also, we're giving away home show tickets. So if you want to go to the home show, this is the last. Well, no, I can probably stretch it out tomorrow too. We may not have Lindy left, but if you want to get free home show tickets courtesy of waterpros.net, give us a call. And also WaterPros, by the way, there's no obligation to buy anything, okay? But they do have the best water conditioning, water softening, water filtration systems at the lowest prices ever, under $2,000, fully installed for the whole house. Or filtration under $1,000. Mark, what did you want to say before break? Okay, we got more coming right up with Blake Harris, attorney at law, also estate planning questions and Bitcoin discussion.
Let me do mine first. Okay, I want to call this fucking guy on this Brupsy.
Okay.
That, I swear to God, if that's true, that's crazy they'd say that.
Mike, he's telling you.
These are identical. So I'm going to read
your mic's on. Your mic.
Okay.
Sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast.
Earlier, crash stop on I-25
What?
for 20th. We're still pretty
I don't know. I hope none of my shit just went through.
sluggish both directions through the new construction.
I dropped the F-bomb while that mic was on. I doubt it picked me up, though.
I-270 struggles eastbound getting into Culver City. We have an accident on Tower Road at Louisiana.
They're
East to be 470.
So I'll try to punch it down.
Both are identical.
31 pinpoint weather mostly sunny today and tomorrow.
I don't mind answering
That wire was like down.
I think, how about if it's punched down somewhere, though, and it's not a direct wire?
And there's down somewhere.
We don't know the pin out.
That should be a
I respect your decision.
I
I
did
did
it,
it.
but if it keeps it down, then it makes sense.
$1.99 breakfast for Sons.
I didn't think so.
Sausage or bacon, egg, and
Hold on, guys.
for just $1.99.
Yeah,
Fresh
I know
cracked
some
eggs,
people
cottage
do
baked
that, but I
bacon,
think the
grilled
buyers
sausage, all on a hot, buttery flaky croissant. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary.
You know, a couple of years ago, there was a hailstorm. My roof gets nailed. Guess what? My insurance company came out, says, Mark, you don't have any damage. I said, what? My neighbors are getting new roofs. So I went to Paragon Services. I talked to Matt. Matt came out. He looked, said, man, you got damage everywhere. Bottom line, he got me $70,000. $0 to $70,000. You have any issue with your commercial or residential insurance policy, you call Matt. 719-726-0020. Paragon Services on the referral list at referralist.com.
And you'll also find Fix It 24/7. FixMyHome.com. Listen, they're on the cover of 303 Consumer Magazine this month. You can find that at 303consumer.com. George talks about the supply chain problems he saw coming and what he did about it. He ordered a bunch of circuit boards and a bunch of parts and stuff to keep your HVAC systems going, both air and furnaces. There are so many people that have backlogs. He does not. Also, if you want a new system, he has new HVAC systems starting at just $77 a month. You can call for details and find out more. That's 720-526-3939. I also urge you to call the Art of Granite if you're looking for countertops. Any kind of countertops you can get from them. They will sell wholesale to you, the countertop material. And then they tear out and haul away free. And they also do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. So bottom line, you can get a price on the phone right now. That's theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919.
If you were within 5 years of retirement,
Retirement planning workshop featuring a 7-step process that's helped thousands plan well and avoid mistakes that can
I'll let you screw your own food. I don't care. I'll let you screw your own food. You like doing doggies anyway.
I'm down. We had too many people in the pod last time. It took us 4 fucking things and it still didn't work.
I know.
You know what Miles referred to Mark as yesterday? It was so funny because I'm all about, cool sayings and whatnot. He called him old head.
No, he said...
He called you old head.
No, he said old head thoughts. Meaning people older the way they think.
Well, let's just shorten it.
It was actually pretty good.
Tell MKM I said the red was right on time.
Dude, his
oh, it's so exciting.
His promotion coming up. Basically, almost 70 grand a year plus bonus.
Manager position at Walmart. He's been there since he's 16. They pay for his college, Blake. They pay for his health. He's
in his 3rd year of college. They pay for every. Well, that's not true.
It's $1 a day.
365. But they even pay for the books. His health insurance
they
is
reimburse
fucking
him for his
mind-blowing.
copay. I mean, for help.
He goes to the doctor. Not only does he pay nothing, or the hospital, whatever the copay is, if he did have to pay, they send him a fucking check for it. I've never seen anybody that goes, Walmart doesn't treat their employees right. Maybe the fucking guy's pushing carts or something. Maybe. I don't even know.
If you're on the floor, you're in trouble. But if you're in the club, you probably are doing well.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy. We're so proud.
We were looking at people coming out of CU, CSU, DU, average first, 2 years out of college. He's fucking almost double that for some of the smaller schools.
My insurance is a breath of fresh air. Their team put me at ease by explaining my policy.
It's fucking insane, man. And he'll have that business management degree in another year. Paid for.
It's easy to see why Pi is rated excellent on Trustpilot by customers. If you're a small business,
You know what, though, man? I'll tell you why they love him. He had no bad habits. In retail, if you're a manager and you can take someone walking in from a good family, smart, with no fucking bad habits walking in from other chains, you can mold the fuck out of him. Miles. He's getting his promotion.
Very smart guy.
Dude, he's going to be at 70 plus bonus.
I like his brand.
21 years old. Their fucking store managers pull down with bonus over 200. He can be there. He could be there at 24. Absolutely thrives on it. That's why he's good at it. Forget everything else. He loves it and thrives. Oh my God. Oh, so they had one yesterday. Listen to this. Listen, Elizabeth, Colorado. Elizabeth, last weekend, he's there. Guy goes in, $2,600 worth of shit in the buggy. Tools, electronics, in the fucking buggy. Hits the fire exit on the side of the building. There's a Taco Bell. There's a Taco Bell. They chase. They're not allowed to stop. They can't leave after the sidewalk. They watch them bring it down to Taco Bell. I'll finish next break.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John wants home show tickets. Hey, John. I'd like to know, are you doing a project?
Not yet. I just had a water filtration system installed in my home by Water Pros.
Oh, good. Is it? Did you have the whole house or the point of use?
Whole house. I had another system that was in there. They took that out. They replaced with a better system, and it's like I noticed a difference right away.
Are they the nicest people you've ever met in your life?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then he's never met Frank Durant.
Well, yeah, Frank's one of them, too. Hey, listen, here's what we're going to do, John. We're going to give you home show tickets, but what would be your next project if you do one at home?
Probably windows.
Ah, yeah, we got a lot of great window people.
K&H is down there. Oh, I can't even say it.
Actually,
I can't even say it.
Why?
Well, because it was just the day they were in.
Oh,
so that's not my bad.
Well, hold on, though. Hold on. Here's what I want you to do, John. Go to the home show.
Okay.
You go to the home show and talk to K&H and say, hey, Martino says you guys have extraordinary deals, because I'm not going to quote them because it's whatever they want. Well, they do have a minimum right now deal. Isn't it 35% off, Mark?
35, and if you sign up at the home show, they'll give you an additional
5, I think.
No, I think we're wrong. We got to look at the email.
Doggone it. Get Ted rolling on the air.
Let's get him on.
Well, I need to get him on to figure this out. Because when you go I want you to listen after you hang up. I mean, you have to hang up. Because I want you to take advantage, just because you don't have to buy them right now, but at least you can hear what their deal is on Windows. And by the way, just so you know, I've had Windows in 3 of my houses with them. And so anyway, you go. Susan's going to give you an address to pick up your home show tickets. Are you going to take 2?
Yeah.
Okay, and good luck to you. Now, listen, Suze, when you get a chance, I'd like to get Ted Rowland, K&H Home Solutions, on to talk about because we are confused about that home show special. Now, Oresis, no, I'm sorry, am I pronouncing that right? Oresis, or help me out with your name. Osiris?
Osiris, sorry.
Okay, Osiris, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I absolutely have no problem. I just want to call you and personally thank you, man, for all that you've done. I've been following you since Father John. You have helped thousands of people. I don't know why Denver don't have a Tom Martino street or something.
I want a statue, not a street. I want a statue.
A statue would be good.
That's what You know, I do recognize you now that you're on and your name.
You know, you have a good memory. You always remember voices. Yeah, I'm Osiris. I've been riding with you a long time.
Yes, sir.
You kicked me off once.
Well,
but man,
I think you said a naughty word.
I did, man. You got a great memory.
Yeah, and I know because we had that delay.
I appreciate you plugging in Talib. He's a friend of mine. He's a great guy.
Talib is a great guy. And do you guys go to the School of Weird Names or what? What happened there?
He'll tell you about it.
I actually love the names. I'm just kidding. And now, what does your name mean?
Osiris it's kind of like the African version of Jesus.
Oh, really? Like Savior or something like that?
Yeah. If you go all the way back, you go to Osiris. It's Egyptian, or what we call Kemet.
Okay, cool. And what does Talib mean, Talib? What does it mean?
Talib can be related to a student or a learner, one who seeks knowledge.
Okay, an Orisis is a god. Egyptians' most important deity, and it's a god of the underworld, symbolized, but it's death and resurrection, so it means new life and fertility and agricultural stuff. Okay, so thank you very much, and I'm sorry for slaughtering your name in the beginning, Osiris. Appreciate it.
Man,
you really do know him.
As I've known you, Tom.
And do you know did you know he listened to the show so much?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We do have an answer on the eviction hearing, but you got to hold on for it. I need to take Shannon first. Shannon, what's going on with you?
Hi. So I've been in my house for 30 years, and there's an old wooden fence behind me, and then the neighbor butts up to it. And he, last weekend, my son fixed it because it was bowing a little bit.
Yeah.
And he didn't like the way he fixed it, so he tore it down.
Wait, whose fence is it?
I don't know that. I've been
How long have you been there?
Almost 30 years.
And has it been there the whole time?
Yes.
And when you moved in,
said that it was put up in the 70s.
Okay, but where was it put up? On whose property?
I don't know that. I can't tell.
Okay, what kind of fence is it?
It's a 6-foot wooden fence.
Does the face of it face both properties, at every other panel, or does it face?
No, it faces him.
It could be that he put it up.
He did not. He's only been there for maybe 10 years. The fence got put up in the 70s.
All right. Here's the deal, Shannon. If it's on his property, it's his. If it's on your property, it's yours. If it's on the border, it's both, and he shouldn't have done it. You got to find out before we start making noise.
But how do I find that out?
Survey. It's a survey. Or you go back to the papers where you bought, and there will be an improvement survey that'll show it. Blake Harris, what do you think?
There may be a claim for adverse possession if you've been taking care of it for, it looks like 18 years in Colorado.
Right, that's right.
So
well, I think, but isn't that only for real property, though, and not the actual fence?
It's for the, but if they've been taking care of the fence, then the property becomes...
Okay, but generally, don't you still have to pay fair market value for that property?
That's
technically.
Adverse.
That guy from Boulder.
Yeah, that judge from Boulder took advantage of some hikers. Oh, no. Yeah, no, he was the hiker over their property and tried to take their property years ago. In your closing docs or at the county, there should be a record. Man, how long ago did you buy?
Almost 30 years ago.
Oh, that's why you don't. Okay, all right. You may have to have another one done, Shannon, a survey.
But see, a survey is nearly $2,000.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Not if you just do one lot line.
You can do just that one line. You should, the other thing is, if you got a metal detector or a little time, go out there and see if you can find the pins. Most likely, you'll be able to find them.
There aren't monuments on every lot, though. Monuments are set,
Like a T-bar. Is there something like...
Yeah, but they're not done on every lot. So monuments are done for the veracity of the survey. And then when a survey is too old, they go back to the monuments and then recertify the other points. But that's too complicated. Listen, Shannon, just ask someone, if you simply wanted one fence line surveyed, what would it cost? But Shannon, without that, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't allege it was your fence and he shouldn't have taken it down.
I know. But he can't allege it's his fence either.
Well, yes, he can.
He can. He took it down.
Yes, he can. He can allege it's his fence. Yes, he can. And he did. Now, you have to prove him different. Yeah. You have to prove differently. That's the way it works.
Man, we got all the way to there, and then that sucker just jumped on it.
What happened?
It just dumped again.
Totally.
Oh no, really? Are we still having those damn issues? Call Quicken, maybe they can fix it.
Just fine time.
I'm glad I didn't listen to anything Talib had to say about fixing this, though, because I am on it like Blue Bonnet.
And what you're going to ultimately end up with is a straight dang cable.
Did you know that hospitalizations are now up to the normal COVID?
All right, here's the deal. Here's what you don't understand about when you read this. Maybe you do. When they say there's more hospitalization cases of COVID now, 300% more in some cases, than there was a year ago. Here's the difference. These are people going into the hospital because they broke their arm, and they happen to give them a COVID test, and they didn't even know they're asymptomatic.
Approval reverse mortgage.
One of the reverse lenders we highly recommend. Joan Sullivan and her team are there to counsel you. If you're 62 or older and have equity in your home, you can pay off your mortgage and then just sit there with a house that's paid for. Or you can get extra money if you want in a lump sum, in a line of credit, in monthly payments. Here's the bottom line, okay? It's you to decide how to live off your equity. And you never have to pay it back. It accrues against your house. 720-895-0500. And no, you don't lose your home unless you don't pay taxes and insurance, and that can even be taken out of the loan. 720, oh, I'm sorry, I'm giving you the wrong number. I gave you affordable interest. I'm so sorry. Approval reverse. Here's the number for approval reverse, 303-771-3528.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with British accents.
Running so late. Okay, I will make that up. Mark it up.
Customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Because he's easy to talk about, and I can do that.
Son of a bitch. I think this is wrong again.
Can you just say Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need?
You know who could do these caps all day long, bro? Mikey.
What do you need to do? Oh, I know how to do those, Mark. Mark, I do them all the time. I do a good job. And you have to line up the things and they push right in. Okay, laugh at me. I've done a fucking ton of them.
I'm sure you have.
And I can fucking do it better than you.
Okay, go ahead, knock it out. Should I just do it?
What?
Just let him do it. We got one
on the air. I am on the air.
Well,
now listen, hold on. I want to know something. Standard Cat 5 has the color code is standard. This has to be standard. I mean, obviously. Do you have the color code? We need the color code. I don't memorize it. There is a color code.
None of that matters.
It fucking does matter. We just match the other end.
It only matters if you're trying to match the other end. If you are making a straight cable,
you can do it anyway.
However you make them, long as the ends match.
Well, I know, but that's going to be bad if somebody ever has to repair it and you don't go by convention. Oh, come on, Talib, you know that's true.
Okay,
what if somebody did that in a house and they did each end differently?
Well, no, and that's the problem. Okay, as long as you both ends the same, it's
but if you do it by convention, there's never a problem. Because how would someone know if you did the bedroom home run one way, the other bedroom home run another way, and what would you have to check every time?
I'd fire my damn test.
You know what I mean? What we're saying is, did they go by convention? If they did, it's the same color pattern every time.
Exactly. Okay, now, what I'm going to tell you about those color patterns. The basic Cat 5 cable is a straight cable. You got it? The basic Cat 5 cable is a straight cable.
Yeah.
When you go to Cat 6 and other variations of it, what they're doing to cause that cable to allow that cable to be a little faster is they're taking two of the twists and they're parting them out like that. Now, ultimately, so that
but they're all colored.
No. They're all colored so that the signal, okay, is not running parallel, so that they can keep
you still, when you go to wire, have a color code.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. But the code is to be consistent at both ends of the cable.
Well, yeah, if you do the color code, they're always consistent. Even if you in different rooms, every single end is exact.
What if I bought wire that actually had?
Look, first of all, the color code is white, orange, white, green, blue, green, white, brown, brown. That's how it should be.
Right.
On this particular cable on the other side, it's not.
Well, you got
so if I did that, it makes no sense.
Of course, obviously you got to match the other side.
You're saying you can do them both different.
You know what I'm saying
People
should come.
What I'm saying is that these tools right here.
I know it.
No, they're going to show you.
I know.
When you have the match line, that your cable is basically straight, regardless of how many twists they put in it.
But no matter what, man, when we were wired Cat 5, if you do every fucking end the same, you never have a problem.
Exactly.
Well, we have another flaw in here. There's probably a punch down somewhere. So they could have went from there to the punch down, then changed the twist from the punch down to here.
But they should. But if they were real wirers, they wouldn't do it.
I
But that's what I said. I fired it back.
I mean, real smart. I have never. Like when I went to my house, right? I assumed everything was done. There were a few wrong, but most of them were done exactly right to the punch down, exactly the same. The reason they have conventions, it's just like white and black wire. You don't fucking mix those up. They're not interchangeable. I mean, people think they are, but they're not.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are running late. So, Rita, Mark, what do we have on Rita? She said the eviction hearing is still on. Hold on.
Whether you're doing it by Zoom or going down there, just go down there. They're going to be dropping it in front of the judge tomorrow. That's it. I just talked to the main guy again, not the lady across the street. They are not going forward with that eviction. They'll have it dismissed tomorrow. Just show up if you want to. You should show up. Show up. They're going to dismiss it, and then the same deal goes we discussed before.
Yes, and then they're going to reevaluate your apartment.
The guy would be totally insane to be lying to me.
Right.
Totally insane.
They're going to reevaluate your apartment. More coming up with Blake Harris and cryptocurrency and estate planning. Another person.
I don't know where Jazz heard us talking about something on the video, but look, she wanted me to show this to you. Oh.
Oh, we had one of those in our garage.
I know. Ew.
Oh, look at the baby.
Oh, God, they're terrible. Oh. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Dude, we had one of the. I got a picture. Fucker was this
Here,
big.
Blake, I'll show you.
We had him out at our house.
Yeah, I'm going to fumigate our six acres.
Oh, wow.
Look at the babies on though. The one we had didn't have babies.
If we had one with babies and those babies went everywhere,
I love babies.
I would move out.
Jesus Christ. What is that, a brown recluse?
Wolf spider.
They're big suckers.
Oh, they get so big. Mark took a picture of one in our garage. It was like,
It was
with
the
its
biggest one
legs.
I've seen.
I mean, it would probably crunch if you stepped on it.
I'll tell you what's good about them though. They get rid of any fucking bug, man. They're really good.
Yeah, like Colorado has a lot of bugs.
They do.
In the summertime. In the winter, all the bugs are frozen.
Is hearing emotional testimony today on the FBI's handling of the investigation of former USA gymnastics team Dr. Larry Nasser. He is serving a life sentence for abusing girls during his tenure as team doctor.
God, I almost bet on him wanting to do this.
Today include Olympic
I almost bet.
Raceman, Michaela Maroney, and Simone Biles.
To my own demise, I almost bet. And then I go to myself, you know what? I got one fucking end left.
Hellcat thinks we're all wrong.
About what?
About that wire.
What about the wire?
The Hellcat thinks we're all wrong about the wire.
Just wrong.
Yeah, so I asked, what is right? Please tell me.
Yeah, tell us.
Purchased tickets to events that were canceled due to the pandemic. Customers complained when the company tried to issue credits instead of refunds. California voters overwhelmingly rejected the recall of Governor Gavin Newsom.
Okay.
This is ABC News. There are reports North Korea conducted its first missile launches in 6 months overnight. This comes amid a deadlock in nuclear talks with the U.S. U.S. officials say the new launches do not pose an immediate threat to the United States. New research about the impact Instagram can have on teen girls.
I think your governor out there Or I think the governor of Florida, I love him. I think he's very smart, man. Honestly, I think everybody, if you're under 12 right now and in school or whatever, and I'd even go into middle school, I think, you know what, you're going to end up with the virus, just get the virus, the fucking death rate is like 0 with these kids, and then they're going to have natural immunity that's going to fucking fight it better than the vax ever will.
I agree with that. I think
it's crazy. They are cruel. That's a perfect way to put it.
I think a mask mandate outside of anything that is my personal property, is bogus. Okay, if I don't want you to come in my house or my building without it, then I should be able to say that to you. Okay, and you should be able to respect that and go someplace else. But if it's anything to do with you telling me what to do or you telling everybody what to do, then you're over your door. You're gone. It's a little bit too far.
It's
I know. I agree.
It's just not. Well, it's the other thing is science. It's like, okay, well then go with the science, but you can't constantly change the science.
And there's no universal agreement on what science is.
Exactly.
And you can buy scientists to make politicians.
Or just like a doctor to show up and testify against another doctor with the same fucking question.
Or my interpretation and your interpretation somehow not coming out the same.
It's
but
really
it's my credibility versus yours. It's all screwed.
But the really what it comes down to is, man, we've just got to get past this virus one way or the other. I mean, it's evident people that get the vax go in and they could definitely still get it, but it doesn't kill them. They just do a lot better apparently. But people that actually got it with natural immunity, show me one person that's actually verified got it again. I mean, like literally, you can't find these people. They're nowhere. Google them. They're nowhere.
I think the virus is going to be a great one.
It's
making the
forever.
It's making the elite more money, and they're going to continue to.
How would you like to own Pfizer or one of these guys? I mean, or just be a big stockholder, the fucking CFO. I mean,
a big stockholder.
Just in general, big business.
They already bought all the booster shots. The old administration, this is so fucking crazy. His own people go, well, we don't even know if we're doing booster shots yet. He's like, well, I already fucking paid for it. It's like, what the fuck?
And there's going to be another booster and another booster.
You should give them. You know what? You should give the booster shots to the poor fucking countries where these people are fucking dropping dead because they have no vaccines over there.
I-270 struggles eastbound. You got to think like that the other end.
No, and see, that's the problem, man. There's something in between.
Okay.
There's a problem.
There's something in between.
I can't think of any other answer to it.
I hear you. I'm with you on that.
And I don't even understand why some of the other ones are. What is it? What's the difference between blinking and not blinking and what? I mean, do you even know?
I think the blinking is that it's open or intermittent or something from one end to the other. Because when they cross...
Maybe this fucker doesn't crimp right. I mean, that's a possibility.
If you listen to what I'm telling you about that damn wire right here, this actual wire, this type of wire, it's too thin and too flaky for most of those ends. They just don't go in there. You just can't get that shit to close.
Fuck, man. It's like we're just, getting another cable in here is fucking not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. He told us not that. We can't do that. But, I mean,
and like, why is data blinking? Why does fucking data blink?
So it's a data cable.
But why is it blinking?
I don't know, because it doesn't. Because you're not going to have data with those numbers blinking.
And then it says fail, split. What the fuck split means?
It means that you've got a split pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's a split pair right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7. See a split pair at the end right there? It's telling you what's going on, Doc.
Well, okay, what's it telling me? Because it is brown, white, brown.
It's telling you that if we had another in. Roll those two, you fix it. Just those two. That's what it's telling you.
Okay, why is it 3 and the 6, Blake?
I'm saying the 3 and the 6 are blinking.
Can you find it? Did you see the other end? Can you see it?
It doesn't. Yeah. The other end, I think, is invisible.
We think there's something in between. We think there's a punch block in between. And that punch block in between, we have no clue what you guys have done there.
Now, I think we do have one more, and that's what I'll do. I'll simply reverse these two. That's what you're thinking.
That's what I'm thinking right there. Reverse those two and get a good preview.
If we got another end. I thought we had one more.
Look down the bottom of the bag also.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, and to take complaints. And waterpros.net sponsors this hour, and you know what? I'm proud to sponsor them because I'll tell you why. I'm proud to endorse them because they have the best water systems, computerized, low maintenance for filtration, softening, and either or both. And they're the most unbelievable prices. I'm telling you, we found a softening system at $8,000 they were charging. He charges under $2,000 fully installed. Waterpros.net. Plus, he's giving away home show tickets, but you have to go through us. He'll only do it if we text him the name and the code. So if you need home show tickets for this weekend, it'll be compliments of waterpros.net. Let's go to the phones. We have, by the way, Blake Harris with us. If you have any estate planning questions on wills, maybe you're facing probate, someone just died, or you want to avoid probate, or you want to trust, you want to do things, Blake Harris is here to help. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, and of course, he's on TikTok, which really blew up. He said it was weird. He went on TikTok and never realized it would blow up the way it did. And how do they find you on TikTok, Blake? Do they go? What is the name of the channel? Is it 833 Ask Blake?
My TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter, my website, Blake Harris Law.
Blake Harris Law. Got it. And we're going to talk about that. Plus, he does a lot in cryptocurrency. We were talking about that a bit. And don't be afraid to ask simple, stupid questions. I'm serious about estate planning or crypto. That's what we're all about. We don't assume anyone knows anything, and we want to help you. 303-713-8255. George's turn. George wants to talk about a computer problem. And if anyone else wants to call, you can call 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What's going on, George? George?
Yes, how you doing?
Good, man. What's happening? What's going on, George?
Well, I just wanted to tell you a story that I had going on.
Go ahead.
I took my computer into this business and in Pueblo West.
Now, you took it into a business to be repaired?
Correct. And he put a screen on it about a month.
What kind of computer?
Later.
What kind of computer, George?
An iMac.
An iMac.
27-inch iMac.
I had my iMac screen repaired once. What happened?
Well, the screen fell off. Just fell off.
Yeah, they didn't use the proper. The way iMacs are made are weird. Those screens are cemented on or glued on to the front, and behind, of course, that is all the stuff. But they also have to be calibrated, or you're going to have a big problem. But in any case, it just fell off.
Yeah, it just fell off. So I took it back to him. Of course, when it fell off, it broke, and so he offered to put a new screen on it. So he put a new screen on it, but apparently when he put the new screen on it, he didn't put the temperature sensor for the fan.
That's exactly what happened with me. That temperature sensor not only has to be on the screen, it has to be calibrated for the screen.
Right.
And you would think, because not all screens are the same. So anyway, what happened?
So he put the screen on, and then, of course, the fan is just running and running, really noisy. So I took it to these other guys in Colorado Springs, Corner Mac, and they're very good. That's all they do is Macs. That's where I should have went in the first place. But they told me that he actually glued the screen on.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. No, it's supposed to be glued on.
Well, they're telling me it shouldn't be glued on. It should be used with a proper tape.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right. I'm calling that gluing it on. Okay, you're right about that. They Apple has what they claim to be proprietary two-sided tape.
Right. So
they even have a special tool, for removing it.
Correct.
Okay.
Anyway, they couldn't get their tool in there to take that screen off to fix it right. So I called the individual back in Pueblo West several times. I finally got a hold of him after a dozen calls. He answered the phone. And what he offered to do is to take the screen back off, replace my solid-state drive, because that's what I took it to him for, and refund all my money.
Good.
So I'm guessing would that be a good alternative to do?
Well, of course. Now listen, did he ever fix your? Did he ever fix your solid-state drive?
Say again. I'm sorry.
Did he ever fix your solid-state drive? Why would he have to do that again?
Well, it's not running right because he didn't put that temperature.
All right. Here's what I suggest you do. Why don't you just say this? Say, hey, how about this? Tell him you are willing to just get a full refund, and you'll return all of his stuff to him, and then you start over with these new guys.
Okay, that's a good idea.
That's what I would do. I would say, listen, since you're willing to do the work and give me a refund, I don't get it. I would rather just get a full refund. Now you're at ground zero. You're not hurt. You just are at zero. Now go back to the other guys with the refund and have it done right. You might have to pay a little more, but that's not the first guy's fault, because had you gone to the correct people to begin with, you would have had to pay more. I agree. So that's the way I would handle it, George. But let us know if you need any other help. And by the way, who's Suze? Who is Ted with? What is he called? iTed. What's
Jack B. Click in Castle Rock.
Jack B. Click is another Mac. They can do a great job.
Yeah, he sounds like he's down in Pueblo.
Oh, you're in Pueblo. Okay.
But Jack B. Click is great, Tom.
Jack B. Click is in...
They do iPhone repairs.
Are they on the referral list?
They are on the referral list, and they also do Apple warranty work, so you don't have to go to the Apple store.
And then I had Colorado Computers help me. He's a great guy. He even does some Mac. His forte is PCs, but he's done some. Mm-hmm. Hey, Lisa, what's happening?
Hi.
Hi. What's going on?
I have about $500 in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
I have about $500 in currency on blockchain, and I want to convert it to cash, back to cash. And I don't know
what coin? We didn't catch what coin it was.
Bitcoin.
Okay, so how do you convert it to cash? How do you do it, Blake?
I don't know.
Blake, it should be easy, right?
Go to crypto.com and you can sell it, or Coinbase.
Do they take discounts or do you get full value?
They charge a transaction fee.
So
do I do that through blockchain? Because that's where it's at.
What does that mean, blockchain? I don't understand. Blockchain is the name of the blockchain.
I'm not familiar with
what do you mean it's with
blockchain? Blockchain may be another exchange.
Are you with blockchain at the exchange?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you could probably sell it just through blockchain.
I know. I just can't figure out how to do it.
Contact my office. I've got somebody at my law firm who charges hourly to help people with cryptocurrency matters just like this.
How much is that going to be worth? $500. Oh, it's only $5. Now, is that $500 that you spent or retail or what? How many coin do you have?
Well,
you have a percentage of a coin.
I invested $445, and now it's saying that Bitcoin's worth like $560.
Now wait a minute. When did you do the $400 and something investment?
About 2 months ago, I guess.
So she didn't buy a full Bitcoin. She bought part of the Bitcoin.
Of course she did.
Right.
But 400, she just did it a few months ago. May I ask why you want to get out of it so soon? If you only invested are you hurting for money? Is that what it is?
No, it was kind of how I bought it. I just feel I was kind of blackmailed into buying it, so I just feel like it's gross.
I'm curious on how you felt. I'm really curious how you felt blackmailed.
Oh, that's a whole show in itself.
Well, I'm saying, is there something we can help you with? If not, that's fine. I just want, we can help you with problems.
Well, this gentleman had some things against me, I guess, and
oh my God, you're talking about real blackmail.
Oh, it was real blackmail. And then he threatened. He got like contacts of mine, and then threatened to send things to them that would be not good for me, I guess you can say. And then he said I needed to buy $2,500 of Bitcoin so he could mine it and make money.
I don't even understand that. That's weird.
Yeah.
This sounds like a bad dude. How did you know this guy?
Tinder.
Oh, my God. Woo.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that is
Lisa.
a whole story. It's a whole story.
Lisa, really, your story, and listen, nobody would figure out who you are, but your story on how this happened would really help a lot of people. You went on Tinder, and this guy showed up.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually was two people. And so I was talking to one person, and I figured it out that he was the same person. But I think he lives in South Africa. And so...
So you never met him?
I don't know.
You never met him?
Nope, not in person.
And then how did he get stuff on you?
I don't know, but I think he found it on Instagram.
Now, when he said stuff on you, again, since we don't know you, and I'm not trying to be, weird, what kind of stuff would he find on Instagram? And if it's on Instagram, everyone else has it anyway.
Well, it wasn't on Instagram. I was texting him, and it was like through a Gmail account.
Okay, let me ask you that. Were they photos of you? Is that what it boils down to?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Enough said. Okay, so this jerk probably does this to a lot of people.
Oh yeah, and I was scared. I was really scared because.
Oh my God.
And I ended up going into Verizon because I called the police because I was scared, and they said, well, there's nothing we can do. Go to Verizon, and maybe they can figure it out. And then they put me at ease because they said there's no way he can, because he said he had hacked my phone.
No, he didn't.
Like, there's no way
everything he had, you actually gave to him.
Yep.
Oh, well, you learned a lesson, Lisa.
I did, indeed.
I mean, hey, may I ask you out of curiosity, how old are you?
50.
Okay, this happens to a lot of people, especially, listen, I'm serious, Lisa. We have had calls, numerous calls, from women, middle-aged women and above, up to 60, who fall for these guys that really don't even exist, totally catfished. They send photos and everything to each other. And they're either airline pilots or investment bankers or something, a secret agent or something really sexy, and they're going to meet with them, and they eventually extort money. Did this guy ever try to extort money from you other than that? I mean, did he ever say, hey, can you pay for my plane ticket or anything? Nothing like that?
No.
All right, well, thank goodness it didn't go any further than that.
I'm wondering if she even has the crypto.
That's easy to check for her if she believes she has a wallet. Look in it, right?
And if she has her,
I'll fill if he's not here.
Private key. As you're pushing me, if you don't mind mentioning asset protection and lawsuit prevention, I'd also not mind that. Asset protection, lawsuit prevention, yeah.
Okay, I'm sure going to do that.
Genesis Total Exteriors does roofs and gutters and siding and windows and doors and decks and painting and more. Bathrooms, basements, kitchens, Genesis Total Exteriors. They also have Genesis Solar, CO.com, where you get all the tax credits, you own it. And listen to this, they guarantee all components for 25 years from the manufacturer, plus a 25-year guarantee on performance. They write you a check every year if they don't meet the savings numbers. This is a great deal for solar if you're interested. Now, Genesis Solar, CO.com is the solar part, and here's their number, 303 303-474-4317. A 20-minute site evaluation without even being there. They do it by satellite. Can tell you if you're a good candidate. 303-474-4317. And for all their other home improvements, it's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. All right, let's talk about something you need to know, and that is how to protect yourself. I want to tell you something. When it really comes to protection, Blake Harris Law is all about protection, preventing lawsuits, and also protecting your assets. And we're going to be talking about that during this show. Another thing I want to mention that's really important, and that is if you are looking for garage door service, you will never do better than One Clear Choice Garage Doors. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Now, all I can tell you is these guys are great because they will come to your house for $80 and inspect any door you want and any system. And they go through it and they tighten hinge bolts, they lubricate, and they make sure it's at 100% capacity. They do a lot of work for that money. Plus, if you need a new door, they have the best doors and the best openers. I use them, OneClearChoiceDoors.com, where you'll find all of their prices fully disclosed online. That's OneClearChoiceDoors.com. And you heard us talk about public adjusters a lot on this show. If you ever have a insurance claim and you need to have help, they will help you. Now, let me tell you what happens. The insurance company will never, ever pay you a fair price for your loss, ever. I'm just going to tell you that. I always use a public adjuster. I recommend you do so too. Claims Pro is the one we love. It's one of the public adjusters we highly recommend at referralist.com. It's publicadjuster.pro. publicadjuster.pro to get your fair share, and they work on contingency, and they always collect more than you can do on your own. publicadjuster.pro.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before.
Right? Well, that applies to your home too, but maybe you don't know exactly how to get it done or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Dunlap Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company has been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that...
How's 303 Consumer doing for you, Tom?
It's doing good.
It's been profitable for me.
We're getting good reaction to it, which is really nice.
That was smart of you to leverage your other presence.
I should have done it years ago, man.
Yeah. What is wise about it is it doesn't have your name on it, so it's something you could leave to your children.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it does say a little print. It says published by.
But
yeah, I know what you mean. 303 Consumer is a good name unto itself, and we have 719 Consumer and 970 Consumer.
Okay.
So we're going to be expanding up to those areas.
Banks offer coffee. So what's more important? A Marcus by Goldman Sachs loan with no fees could help consolidate debt, or bank coffee that tastes like bank coffee. You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments linked with value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs and Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
Just tell Mark about that one makeup, please, or I can.
Solutions can't wait to see you at the Denver Fall Home Show this month. Get 30% discounts on all windows, siding, and doors. The latest top trending colors in siding and the newest innovations in windows and doors, all at 30% off. Plus, check out.
And I owe Frank Duran. I'm going to get done.
Roofing, beautiful and practically indestructible. And when you visit the K&H booth, you get a chance to win their amazing $25,000 home makeover. And just for entering, you get access to all kinds of other specials. Booth 935 at the Denver Fall Home Show, or make an appointment at khwindows.com.
K&H Home Solutions, that's what you're looking for.
Maybe you have a loved one who forgets routine tasks more than usual, like letting the dog out,
or struggles with chores like laundry or cooking. Sometimes what may seem like a senior moment could
We have another law firm, Harris.
symptoms of NCI.
Harris Family Law.
Yeah, I've spoken to
Experiencing difficulties like these,
Rich
or other
Harris
memory
one
issues
time.
or mood changes.
Is he part of your referral list?
Consider asking about cognitive
Great
screening.
firm.
You can also learn more about NCI and its most common cause at itstimeweknow.com by Biogen and ASI.
This report is on
Frank and I have, Duran and I have done some business back and forth. That was a good connection.
Especially in our north central mountains. Overnight down to the mid-50s, tomorrow is 90. At Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Patty Burke.
Looking to save money this year? Look at Allstate. You can get the protection you need at the low rate you want. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Roberts wants to talk about estate planning. Whatever's on your mind, give us a call today. And Blake Harris happens to be here, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Robert, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hey, Tom.
Hey.
So I'm 26 years old, net worth of around $500,000. What is an estate plan, and I guess I should talk to my financial advisor about that.
Let me ask you a couple questions first, okay? You're about $500,000. About how old are you?
26.
Okay. And what is your net worth comprised of?
About 60% of it is in Royal Dutch shell.
What you mean in stock?
Yeah, stocks. Yeah, pretty much all in the stock market. And
what about a house? Do you have a house?
I do not. I just rent right now.
Okay. And you have stocks and some cash.
Yeah.
And what's your yearly income?
Maybe. I just have a pretty low-paying job. So my dividends total, it's about $50,000.
Okay. What's your prospects for better work ahead?
Well, I'm going to school right now to be an accountant.
Okay. All right.
CPA.
All right. So, Blake, sounds like a very simple estate.
Robert, married, any children?
No, single, no children, yeah.
Okay, Robert, you're somebody who I would consider just setting up a simple will for. A trust will allow you to avoid probate after you pass away, but at your age, if you want to just save some money, have a simple will so that you can select which family members receive your property when you pass away. It's simple. It's a document that you can change as you get older. You definitely should have a power of attorney in place, a financial and medical power of attorney in the event that you become incapacitated, so that your family can take over your financial affairs and medical decisions without going through the court. Something else to be aware of that you should at least be aware of is also considering doing some asset protection. So setting up a trust so that in the event that you become an accountant and somebody sues you, nobody can go after you or take away your assets.
But that's way in the future, wouldn't you?
That's way in the future. But with $500,000 and other potential liabilities, if lawsuits are a concern of yours, that's something.
Another question, Robert. You asked you had a question. What is estate planning? Just sum it up. What is an estate plan? It sounds. What is it?
It's planning for your incapacity, passing away, or the possibility of taxes or lawsuits negatively affecting your estate.
So you plan ahead for that, and you plan ahead for it by sheltering things if you need to. But really, I don't want to overemphasize that. Most people don't really need a bunch of trusts, okay? A trust is a good tool, and it's a privacy tool, and it has other benefits. But I shouldn't say most people don't need them. I'm saying a lot of people don't need them. And really, a simple will can suffice for a lot of people. Again, Blake is the expert once he talks to you to tell you what you need or what he may suggest. Again, if you have right now, early in your career, it's easy to do a simple will and then add to it. But when he talked about medical directives, that's important. A lot of young people say, hey, I don't need anything. They end up in the hospital incapacitated. And guess what? They better have something in place so people know what to do for them or who makes decisions for you. The state, you don't want that happening. Now, a very simple estate plan for someone your age with your limited assets what would you say would be a price?
A simple will-based plan along with the power of attorney power of attorney document, $1,000.
Yeah, think about that.
Okay.
Now, your financial advisor, by the way, you mentioned you had one. What kind of financial advisor do you have?
It's actually my uncle. He has a master's, and he does a lot of it. A lot of the I guess, financial advising for our family.
That's very good, Robert. The only reason I ask is I see a lot of young people being taken advantage of with so-called financial advisors. And you have an uncle, a relative. That's good. Now here's the thing for everyone listening.
He's a good guy.
Here's everyone listening. When it comes to financial planning, you ask yourself the very first question, very first question. What do they offer other than one product? If they are only selling insurance, they're not a financial advisor. Okay? If they're only selling one thing, they're not a financial advisor. They're a steerer to their product. Okay? And also, financial advising is not always sales. You want to know, how do they get paid? A percentage of assets managed or commissions on what they sell you? How do they make their money? And how much do they make? If you invest $100,000, how much is being invested and how much is going to them? And how much every year is going to them? You need to know. And if they aren't completely transparent, and if they don't put every one of those things in writing, then you don't hire them. Is that simple?
I agree. There's also some financial advisors that will let you pay them hourly. Most of them want a commission, but if you can find one that pays them hourly,
that's another option.
That's great because there's less conflicts of interest.
Brian, you had a question on electric vehicles. What's happening, sir?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I've listened for, ever since, the early days of Father John and all, and all the evolution of this, of the EV cars.
Yes,
Teslas, let's say. I've yet to hear anyone say how much it takes to charge one charge, and basically how long. I know it lasts for about anywhere from 250 to 325 miles.
There are internet sites all over the place that equate with where you live per kilowatt hour what you're paying per mile. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
And let me see if I can find some for you during the break. Hold on. And I want everyone else to hold on. I'll be right with you. Put your mic off.
It's off.
Okay.
It's off.
Oh, mine isn't. Oh, God, I'm telling him to turn his... I was telling him to turn his mic off when my mic was off. God! I think it's catchy.
Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly sunny today and tomorrow. Highs up to 91. A few clouds overnight at the low at 53. Then partly cloudy and much cooler on Friday, a high near 79. More sunshine again over the weekend and highs popping up into the low 90s. Right now it's 75 degrees with your impact traffic and weather. I'm Justin Ritchie, 630 KHAP.
Ford Truck Month is the time to get a great deal on the best-selling trucks for 44-year age Ford Ranger, F-150, or Super Duty. These trucks are built better, built stronger, built Ford tough, and priced to sell during Truck Month, only at your local Ford stores.
So, if you are looking to sell your house, of course you can always list it, right? I could never say don't list it. Of course, you'll get offers right away, but it'll take you a month or so to close. If you want to get a check this week, Homevestors. Now, before you say they'll never pay me what I want, you ought to figure out that they may, because they have purchased 3,000 homes in this area. Homevestors. And I'm going to give you that number. It's a very simple proposition. You have nothing to lose by calling them. Say, hey, here's where I live. What will you pay me? It's that easy. No fixing up, no commissions, nothing. No inspections. Homevestors. 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER. If you want to fix up the house you're in or the new house you're going into, the Art of Granite does countertops of all kinds. They'll do granite and quartz and marble or any man-made solid surface, whatever you want, they got, and they'll charge you wholesale for it. That's right, wholesale on materials. Tear out and haulaway's free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. So where they make their money is a markup on fabrication and installation. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because they have great pricing. You'll find out when you call them because they'll give you prices on the phone. TheArtOfGranite.com, a golden showroom. You can make an appointment. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. Get your price.
If you're missing one or more teeth, you probably miss what it felt.
Whatever you want, smiling photos, have conversations.
What's Mark doing now?
I don't know where he disappeared.
He's not doing the wiring?
I think he was going to look for some ends, and then ended up going to buy some ends. That's what I think. But I didn't get. I don't know.
What does that machine even do?
What?
That yellow machine.
The yellow machine. It's a cable scanner. It's a tester for coax, telephone, and data cables. It has another end that you put on the other end. And when you plug this end in, it literally tells you what the heck is right or wrong. Now, when you look at it, a correct cable is just going to show you straight lined up pins, okay, and solid lights, right? When it has a problem, okay, then you'll have blinks on opens, and you'll have number rolls if you've got roll pairs. So you just look at it and it'll tell you what's going on. Okay? Basically what's happening is a functioning cable is straight wired, straight from end to end. They match. Okay? In order to get from regular Ethernet to Cat5 to Cat6, what they do is inside the pairs, all these wires are twisted in pairs. Okay? What happens if you just run data down those cables is they start to vibe and they'll slow each other down because of the straight twist. So to make Cat5 and Cat6, what they do is they take different pairs and they'll commingle them. Okay, and what that does is that puts a stutter step in that data flow, okay, which allows that data to actually go faster. Okay, but a basic cable is just a straight cable.
Did Mark run to the store?
He didn't tell anybody what he was doing.
Oh. Well, he didn't fall out of the building or something, you know, like...
But I think what he did is he ran to the store.
He ran to Micro Center.
I think he went to look for
Well, the video seems to be fine, or is it acting a little wonky?
Well, we're solid right now. We were solid yesterday, and we're solid today.
Oh, then what's the panic on here?
It's not really a panic. We're just tired of fucking with it.
Oh, so just trying to get it settled once and for all.
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right.
Hey, do you see the call center? Can you DJ for
CBD? It has really been working for my
in high school,
and
this jockey.
CBD, the more that I am aware of how much it is helping, the more I like it. And I told you about
retired
I had a shoulder injury recently. I continue
Hey, so
the shoulder.
did you leave any honeys behind up here?
In the morning for clarity, energy, and simple inflammation reduction.
Every time I saw you, you had one.
Is the sleep gels. I've always had problems.
Maybe a friend or two.
But I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes before bed.
Your main friendship
it is really
bases in Florida in all the years.
Also, let me
I mean, it's kind of spread out. I've got 5 closest friends are 5 different states, so that's kind of
30% off your first order.
Growing up nowadays, friends are very good people in different places.
That I really believe
closest friends in California, New York,
30% off your first
Maryland,
by using promo code KHOW. It is Blue Sky CBD at Blue Sky CBD.
Family base is in Florida.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Free market valuations of your home for the asking. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. And that is, if you want to know exactly, not exactly, but if you want to know the ballpark your house will sell for, he'll base it on his 26 years of experience. It's not an appraisal. it's even better in my opinion. So if you want to stick around, you can, or if you want to move on and sell, he'll give you a good recommendation. And by the way, there's no obligation to list. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. I want to tell you something else about Frank. This is very important to know. In a good market, what's the biggest danger in selling a house? Blake Harris, what's the biggest danger in a great real estate market in selling a house?
The price changes.
It is leaving money on the table or not accepting the right bid. You don't know why? Because you get so many bids. How do you know the right one is there and will close? Some people take their home off the market while they're evaluating an offer. It falls through. It goes back on the market. If that happens more than once, even once, if it shows time on the market, nowadays, when you see a house that's been on the market 30, 60 days, sign of weakness, and you almost never get those multiple offers again, as you would if it happened 2 or 3 days. So Frank is a genius at evaluating offers and knowing which one to take. He goes out and checks them all out before accepting one. And that's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
And I'll give a testimonial for Frank as well. I've sent many clients to him, and I've only heard good things back about Frank.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. Now, here's the thing. We're looking at electric vehicles and what they cost to run. And believe it or not, there's actually a government website that takes the average cost of per kilowatts and what it costs you in electricity. It's a wonderful site. And I'm going to give that to you, Brian. Are you there, Brian?
Yes, I am.
Listen to this. It is www.fueleconomy.gov. The Department of Energy evaluates all vehicles, but they actually have a special section for electric vehicles. Fueleconomy.gov. For example, give me a car, and I'll tell you, let's take the Tesla Model 3. What do you think it takes per year? And by the way, this is an average of, and by the way, it's $133. Wait, here's how it says. What does it say? 140 city miles. Miles per gallon. I'm sorry. Miles per GE, whatever that means. I don't know. I got to read it more. But here it is. It's $500 for that in a year. Now, do you think you'd spend? That's the actual dollars after you pay for electricity. Do you think that would happen if you were putting gas in it? I think you'd spend more than $500, don't you?
Yes.
Which car did you have in mind?
Well, I was looking at the Tesla. Not sure which model yet.
Well, listen, every single one of them here says 500. Now, I don't know. I don't know how much this government website goes into detail. There is an explanation about the fuel economy, energy, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's pretty detailed. And then go ahead.
I just called it up, and I'll be looking at it a little bit later. But they're not going to reference anything about trucks, are they?
You mean electric trucks?
Trucks, correct. Because what I'm hoping if one comes to market, I will look at the trucks.
They're not going to have any. If you're pulling anything or loading it down, it's going to be worthless, man.
How do you know?
Well, because the Hummer that's coming out is 1,000 horsepower, but it can't tow crap because your battery power only lasts 20, 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
That's a problem. Yeah, because I do towing. I do a lot of landscape.
Then electric is not your deal, bro.
Well, is it going to be an option and by 2035?
Oh, I imagine it has to be if they want half the fleet going that way.
I have a feeling there's going to be robot landscapers by 35.
Oh, gosh, that would be something. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to hold my pennies for a little bit longer to see how these trucks roll out and what kind of power they got, because that's what I really need, and I need the power. I need the torque.
Here's what they say. This gets complicated, but I'm going to tell you this. You have to divide the average miles driven per year by you, and then like 100. And man, this is complicated. Hold on, let me see if I can simplify it. If you're paying a certain amount per kilowatt hours, you have to calculate the 12 cents per kilowatt hour, let's say, right, times 100 miles would give you $3.60. So it's $3.60 an electric engine to drive 100 miles. And I don't know how they say that, because if it's 12 cents per kilowatt times 100 miles, how do they know a kilowatt will bring you 100 miles? I don't understand that. Don't some cars get better? I don't understand that. Maybe they're talking about a specific vehicle here, I think. But there's all kinds of calculations online, let's put it that way. It's hard to do while I'm doing live radio, but bottom line is all kinds of websites, and the one that I had that simply lists them is fueleconomy.gov. Yvonne needs a DJ for a party. Hey, hey, Yvonne?
Yes.
You need a DJ?
Yes. I do. I need a DJ.
Do we have any on the referral list,
We
Mark?
have none. I didn't see any, Mark.
Mark, we don't have
Event planners. I figured listeners would have great referrals for.
Yeah, there was nothing they could do last year, so I mean, a lot of them went away.
Yvonne,
I'm looking.
tell us about the party.
It's my parents, which you know my parents, Klaus and Irma.
Oh, okay. You're the Yvonne, and I should have recognized you right away. And so, what year is this for Klaus?
The big 50.
50-year anniversary.
Golden.
So you want a DJ that'll have in his repertoire more classics.
Yes, but we have as old as 85 plus years old and as young as, little ones.
Yeah, well,
we have a gamut.
Britney Spears to Frank Sinatra then.
I'm curious, how many people will be there?
I'm not sure.
Here's what we can do.
An idea, to give you an idea, any between, let's say, 50 and 100.
What's your price range? I don't know what they charge. Honest to God, I don't know what they charge anymore.
I am on a budget. So I'm a flight attendant for Frontier, so even though I make decent money, I'm not, don't make a whole ton of money. So
hey, how many people do you have actually refuse to wear their mask and make
where? Why are you asking her that?
Because she's a flight attendant for Frontier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I mean, is that a real deal? The videos are everywhere, but I still think it's only a handful of morons.
Yeah, it is, but it only takes a handful of morons to ruin your day. Hence, I'm trying to, even though I shouldn't, I'm trying to take a leave in November because I'm tired of being the mask police.
No, I'm serious, man.
It's unfair they even make these people do that.
Well, here's the problem, okay?
Listen to this. Last time I went through DIA, okay, I wore no mask in the building, no mask through TSA. The TSA guy said, hey, do you have a mask? I don't care right now, but the airline's going to make you put it on. I said no, and he handed me one. Still didn't wear one in the restaurant there. Didn't wear one all the way through the terminal to my gate, and then I ended up putting it on that last leg. Now, you tell me, what's the difference if I wore it or wore it not on the plane? There's no damn difference.
Well, the truth, Mark, I didn't want to get on this tangent, but the truth is, masks statistically make no difference, okay? They just don't make any difference. Yet they push them and push them and push them, and I swear to God, it's almost like an opiate of the people. You know what I'm saying? It puts them down. It does nothing. It absolutely does nothing. Well, no, I shouldn't say it does nothing. It does a tiny bit. It really does a tiny bit. If you're close enough and you coughed, it does. It does. If you're close enough and you cough or sneeze, it can help a little to keep the big, droplets. It does. But that's the end of it. It doesn't help kids in a classroom or anything. It doesn't help people outside. To say wear a mask outside, didn't Governor Polis say if you don't wear your mask outside, you're a selfish bastard or something? Did he make some crazy quote? You think I'm kidding? I mean, this is crazy. When I see people jogging with a mask on at Wash Park, I'm thinking, what a moron. The least of your problem is COVID. More coming up. And by the way, I'm all for safety.
More likely to trip on a heroin deal.
Pass out from lack of oxygen.
My favorite is I saw someone riding the car by themselves with two
no.
masks.
Now listen, here's the other thing. You know what I fucking detest? People that say follow the science, because they're the very people that aren't following the science.
There's no consensus in science. We were just talking about this when you can pay off the science.
There's new snacks.
You can pay off the politics.
Tom, there's new snacks, by the way.
Okay. I just want fat.
What's that?
He likes the fat because it hides off his craving or desire to take a pill.
There's good snacks for you.
I know. That's exactly right. I know.
Well, you know what would be good right now?
Pizza. I can't do that every day. I'll be as big as a house.
Isn't it funny how, when you're a kid, you love pizza? Pizza's one of those foods that you never seem to lose your taste.
I love them forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
It's a child when you talk pizza.
You're old. My buddy was here yesterday, Jay Bretz, ExcelRoofing.com, Excel as in excellent, EXCEL. He had some tips. First of all, never shop for a roofer at the door if they knock on your door. Never select them because of that. And I mean it, never. That doesn't mean they're a bad company. What it means is you should never base your selection on that. So if they knock on your door, say, okay, give me a card. Thank you. I'll get back to you. Never let them inspect your roof or never let them never sign anything right then and there. Never give them money. Okay, now that will cut out about 95% of all roofing ripoffs right there. The next one, don't pay money up front. Nope, not when it comes to roofing. Do not do it. Do not do it. Guess what? Excel Roofing works this way. You don't pay a cent until you're content. 303-761-6400. It's that easy. ExcelRoofing.com. And they understand the entire roof system, not just the shingles. 303-761-6400. So, how many different kinds of mortgage loans are there? A ton, right? You got the jumbos, right? You got FHA, VA, conventional. You have low money down loans. You have first-time buyer loans, CHAFA, all that other stuff, right? Affordable Interest Mortgage can handle all of it. AImortgage.net. But here's something else they have, the liquid loan. Do you know what that is? That's a line of credit for 30 years that you pay simple interest on. So if you pay off your first, let's say your first is $200,000. You pay it off. You're paying simple interest on that. Simple interest. Now, let's say you keep $10,000 in the bank to pay bills. While that $10,000 is in the bank, it counts against the $200,000, so it's like you only owe $190,000. So you pay less interest. Simple interest. Now let's say you take that 10 to pay bills, fine. It goes back to 200,000. Let's say you want to take an extra 100,000 out to buy something. Then it goes up to 300,000. It's a liquid loan. It's remarkable. AImortgage.net. 720-895-0500. 720-895-0500.
Meet Patrick Peterson,
owner of a Denver coffee shop.
It is the most remarkable.
It sounds so sweet.
Oh, I gotta put this down. I gotta put this down. Because we just talked about it, but I didn't write it down. Asset protection and lawsuit.
I mean, asset protection and lawsuit.
No, I know, but we're gonna put those two.
Yeah.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first
I listen to everything
your
you tell me.
business online.
I just have to.
Negative comments on the
I
internet can impact
know you.
Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation.
How long are you in town for?
Fly out on Saturday. Just got it on Monday.
Reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient, or client.
Is it right if I say fast?
Of course you can. Yeah. Yeah, we just say that so you don't feel awkward.
Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with ReputationDefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps.
See, Tilly doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That's the goddamn problem.
Okay.
He doesn't know. I mean, he just doesn't.
On which one?
This machine, he doesn't understand what it's trying to tell us.
Do you?
Fuck no. I didn't pretend to, though.
But I've used that machine. I don't know. I have one similar.
so I can.
Man, you were totally off on that, bro.
Who?
You.
What do you mean?
I switched the two.
You rolled them.
And it's the exact same error. So you tell me how the fuck that's possible. We're not reading that machine right.
Plug it in. Let me see.
It's the exact same error with the 2 at the end reversed. The exact same error. The fucking exact same error. And here's the old one. It's fucking crazy.
Stupid. Have you tried going straight with the color pattern that they recommend for cat line? Or is it cat six?
I don't even know how to answer that question.
No, I'm just wondering. I'm just curious.
Well, one thing is, the one in the other room is not. And we have no idea what's in between. And I'm starting to think, for the 50th time, there has to be something in between.
Well, the combinations are innumerable. I mean, you'll never figure it out. Unless you
No, but I thought that machine would tell us what they were. That's where I'm even more baffled. It does. I don't know what the machine's telling us.
Well, it should actually, Mark. It should tell you wire for wire which ones are mismatched.
Right now it's telling us wire for wire, we're wide open. When I plug it in here.
Hi, Tom Martino here. James, what's going on with the security company?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, James.
Sorry I have to bring this up, but so I had a contract with a security company back in 2018.
Now, what does that mean, a security company? They were providing security for you?
Just a home security system.
Yeah, okay. So they were a security company like an ADT?
Yes.
Okay, what's the name of the company?
Amp Smart.
How do you spell that?
AMP SMART.
Okay, Amp Smart. Okay, so you had a contract with Amp Smart, and what happened?
So last year, well, actually, a couple of years ago, we got married and turned that house into a rental property when we combined our households into another house.
All right, hold on. And you're gonna be first up, I promise. I'll take you. 303-713-8255. More on cryptocurrency, too. A way everyone can understand it. Coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Joe Lazzara is a name I use a lot.
Yeah, eventually I'll know exactly if it's punched down in the middle, because that's where I'll be at on the cord.
So what are you doing now?
Trying something else.
It's something that happened.
I mean, I swear to God, how many tips have we gone through now? Like 15?
I have a whole shit
Probably
of those.
7.
We're at home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And when I fan out those wires to put them in that plug, does that style plug, the style plug I have is really cool. If you just fan them out and you start pushing them, they just go right into a little slot. Is that what this one does?
That's what it does, supposedly. But what my deal is, see, when I was at AT&T and a few more places, we would buy these rolls of wire.
Yeah.
And with some rolls of wire, that wire is just too small. So it really doesn't crimp down good on everyone, on all styles of these. So we either had to swap the wire or go get these from a different manufacturer.
This looks easy, though.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's good. I like those tips right there.
They're pretty cool.
You're right about the crimping, but I found out. Now, I had a crimper that allowed you to do a preset crimp, or you could override it.
That would be nice.
The overriding is the one you need, because I found the same thing to me. I'd have like all the fucking wires crimp, but one would come out.
Yeah.
And I'd say, why'd that come out?
Because they never got down to cupping up. These guys are different, and wire gauge might be slightly different. If you have bigger of these than the smaller gauge, you don't get a good crimp. Okay? If you have the right end on any wire, you will always get a good crimp, and that leaves the wire for me as the really, really variant piece. to me. But that's just me.
Powerful and painful testimony before a Senate committee today from Olympic gymnasts about the abuse they endured as child athletes. From Team Dr. Larry Nasser, now serving a life sentence.
Somebody says there's good science and Fauci science.
By the FBI and sports organizations when
Fauci science is let's spin the wheel and make shit mandated.
And were negligent in executing their duties. And in doing so, more
Yeah, man, I met Lehman, Lee Hawkins, Osiris. When I first got to Colorado, actually.
70 and 120 more athletes were abused. Also testifying, apologizing for his agency's failure. California now the only state in the country not considered to have high COVID transmission. The state has some of the
Are you serious?
In the country. This is ABC News. It seemed like
Is that what he said? California does not have high COVID transmission.
So I think he said Colorado.
Oh.
Trustees in Paris, Texas, thought they could get past Governor Greg Abbott's executive order by changing the district dress code to include facial coverings. The Attorney General has filed suit against Paris and 8 other districts that have used that loophole. The district court has now ruled against the Paris ISD.
ABC's Jim Ryan. In Afghanistan, as many women are fearing for their future amid Taliban rule, one U.S.-based organization is empowering young women through athletics.
So where are you from, young man?
Born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Went to school at Gainesville, Florida, University of Florida Gators.
Okay.
Moved down to
going to,
They didn't do Lanacane, huh? They did Torgo?
yeah, well, Torgo and Lanacane, both. And they're going to set up hopefully an epidural steroid for Friday. So they're going to call me and let me know.
So far, though, you're under that Lanacane right now, right?
Well, right now, it's not hurting too much.
Right.
She put that Toradol in my drip.
Yeah.
And I think that actually served me.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's way better than Toradol. No, Toradol?
I mean, it's an NSAID.
It's what?
It's not steroidal anti-inflammatory.
Right. So it's Advil.
Yeah. They're all the same class of drugs.
With the class, but it's not like acetaminophen is the Tylenol. He's saying it's the generic name for Advil.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
I'm saying she described it as Advil.
Yeah, it's the same class. That's exactly
It's what's called an NSAID.
It's an NSAID.
Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
As opposed
I didn't want to use big words.
As opposed to a serotonin uptake inhibitor.
Right, which is an SSDI.
Or melatonin, which is a
crock of shit. I'm going to go get this guy's money back for his tattoo.
Hey, if you don't think melatonin works, you're crazy. It definitely works.
For sleeping?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Knock you out.
I don't know. It gives me nightmares.
It gives me very vivid dreams.
Yep.
I usually don't have nightmares, but it's crazy.
Oh, I have nightmares.
It's where you wake up and you're wondering if that shit just happened.
I see you in my dreams all the time when I do it.
Oh my goodness. Do you wake up?
I'm screaming.
I'm still convinced
Stephanie says, was it Mark again? I said, yes.
I'm convinced the only reason he goes to a shrink is me.
Beginning Monday, Michael Brown.
I've been thinking about not doing it lately.
Hear Michael Brown, morning 6 to 10.
I really dig it. I guess if you hit a fucking rock, who gives a shit, right? If you're not moving forward,
Tesla towed 10 times more than a regular vehicle, by the way, Mr. Mark.
Well, I don't care for how long.
My neighbor's gone through 4 Teslas. I'm not listening to nobody. Literally, he's gone through 4 Teslas.
He likes them or not?
He loves them. That's why he keeps getting them. But everyone he's gotten has had to go back for one before one.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, and I welcome you to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And we are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and to take complaints. Don't forget GenesisSolarCO.com. The only solar system guaranteed for 25 years with all components and a 25-year performance guarantee. You get all the tax credits. You own it. No complications when you sell. To get a 20-minute site evaluation, you just go to GenesisSolarCO.com. GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317. And by the way, you don't have to have this visit them. They do it off-site, 20 minutes. GenesisSolarCO.com. Welcome. What's going on? We have Blake Harris with us, attorney at law, and we're going to be talking about some really important stuff, estate planning. And I call it estate planning for dummies, and I call it cryptocurrency for dummies. I'm serious. We got some great information to impart to you. I love, some shows, hosts love showing you how much they know. I love breaking down everything and spoon-feeding it to me and you. So I like to take the stuff we don't know and learn it. That's what the show's about, imparting information. 303-713-8255. James has a problem with the security company. Here's what he said. He said he has an AmpSmart security system, and the house was turned into a rental home. So what happened then, James?
So we had a 3-year contract, and that was back in 2018.
Okay, so when you turned it into a rental, was that contract over?
No, it was just on the house.
I understand. I guess what I'm asking you is you said it was in 2019, the contract?
The contract was in 2018. I turned it into a rental.
I get it.
In 2019,
okay.
And then it was supposed to expire in 2021.
That's what yeah, but some of them automatically renew if you don't do something. But what happened then?
That's what happened. It automatically renewed, and I didn't realize that, even though I had called them a couple times, before it had expired, before it had renewed, to say that I wasn't interested in renewing it because I was, it was a rental property and I didn't need that coverage.
Oh man! So what? So now you have double coverage or what? No, you don't.
A new 3-year contract.
Yeah, but here's what I'm asking: they won't let you out of it.
Correct.
But you do have a security system. However, can you move that security system to your new house?
I already have one on my new house.
How much is it costing you for this 3-year contract?
To buy out the contract is like $1,800.
If you let it run, how much is it in payments?
$60.99 a month.
Okay, for 36 months.
Right.
So at the end of that, does it automatically renew again?
That's the way the contract was written, although I didn't recognize that at the time.
Yeah, that's a real. Automatic renewal is bad.
I mean, yeah, I understand. I've heard of them going month to month after your contract is over, like, Xfinity or whatever, but I've never heard of the whole contract automatically renewing for 3 years or 5 years. They have some contracts for 5 years.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you've heard about it. But now some states outlaw that stuff, I think. I remember reading somewhere or they cut down on that. But here's the deal. I'm sure you're under contract, almost sure if this happened. But they will let you out of it. How much are you saving by paying the out fee?
Not much. Maybe $100 or something.
I think companies like this make such a big mistake by holding people hostage, though. Because really, it doesn't cost them anything. It really doesn't.
No. Well, and I've written, a review on Google that says they have this, and, there's going to be people reading that'll decide not to use their services in the future.
Right. I think they'd rather just, keep people and keep the extra money. They probably make more money doing that. There's little you can do when you're under contract like that unless they breach the contract in some way.
Okay.
Are they performing services? Are they performing services?
As far as I know, I mean, I don't use the system anymore, so.
So you guys simply have it sitting there and you're paying for it for no reason. Are you allowed to put it in another house?
You could, yes.
Okay. Then I suggest.
I don't have a need
Well, I know,
for that.
but maybe you can find somebody that would pay you half at least and take the system. I don't know.
Okay, that's.
I mean, if you know somebody, you used to live in that area, maybe you say, hey, I'm into this contract. Here's a way you can have a burglar alarm, half price maybe. It's the only suggestion I would have, something like that. Just move it. Whoops. Hold on. Why is that person not there? Hold on. So Robert was looking for a white hat hacker. And what did he want it for?
I don't know. He's asked before. He said you interviewed somebody, and I just don't know who it was.
He wants someone to hack into something for a reason. But why a white hat hacker means that they're the good guys, right? They hack for good, but they do it with permission.
Oh, okay.
That's what a white hat hacker means. Dave wants to talk cryptocurrency. Dave, go ahead.
Hey, Tom. I'm glad you got this on the show. I started the Colorado Springs Bitcoin Meetup. I have over 500 members. And I started back in 2017.
Now, what does this club do, or what is it, a club or what?
A Meetup. If you go to meetup.com.
Oh, I get it. Online. Got it. A Meetup. I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have how many members?
Over 585.
Wow.
Yeah, I started back in June of 2017. I was at the Denver Tech Center in 2016 getting cybersecurity and ethical hacking training, and I went to a Bitcoin meetup.
Okay.
And then I came back to my instructors, and my instructor said, it can't be hacked. And I go, wait a minute. You're teaching me how to hack, and I can't hack this. So I jumped in both feet in 2016.
By the way, can crypto be hacked?
Not yet.
I like that answer. Not yet.
Not yet, yeah. So what is your take on cryptocurrency?
Well, how did the government then get all that money from those hackers that did the oil pipeline?
They clawed it back. Hold on, that's a good question. But first, Dave, what were you calling about?
Oh, just to congratulate you for informing people to learn about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. It is super secure. It's like every 2 million people are buying Bitcoin or opening Bitcoin wallets a week. They won't finish mining Bitcoin till 2140. We won't be around. So it's a real true value of supply and demand. And it's not owned by a government, and there's no server, there's no building. Every computer that buys Bitcoin or gets in the Bitcoin wallet is added to the network. So you have these millions and thousands of computers, and so you got to hack that transaction that's in the blockchain that is created every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, all these contracts on Bitcoin, there's a new block made.
I know.
You got to go back in time. Yeah, no, it can't be done. I did Department of Energy for Compaq and HP, and we did everything from supercomputers to storage area networks. And, you know, if...
Okay, here's what, then to Mark's point, though, how did the government claw back the Bitcoins they sent out to the hackers?
I don't know.
I wonder if they, when they sent it out, put some kind of backdoor on it or something. I wonder if they built something in. No, seriously.
Then what would the purpose of it
I know. Yes, you're right. Yes,
the purpose was to get the files unlocked, Mark.
No. I'm saying if you can backdoor it, what's the purpose? Why even call it crypto then?
But hold
Let's
on,
just
Mark.
take the name.
But Mark, what we're talking, just wait. When I talk about backdooring it, I'm not talking about a normal person with a crypto coin. They can't do that. I'm talking maybe the government, when they had this block of 11 million coins, did something to those coins or some of them that made them traceable. I don't know. I'm just surmising this. But I do know that it should have been able to happen.
There are certain wallets out there, certain exchanges out there that require you as a user to provide them with government ID.
Okay.
If you've got your funds in those processes, then they can be clawed back. Why? Because it comes back to an individual that can be held liable.
Well, we had some giant fund manager interviewed by CNN today say that if governments start regulating crypto, it will ruin it. It will devalue the hell out of it, because they will then, if they get their hands in it for taxes and for tracing, it'll devalue the whole thing.
Government is already regulating crypto. They regulate exchanges. They regulate...
Regulate in what way?
They require KYC, know your customer, for the exchanges.
What is that?
Like when you open up a bank account, they want to make sure it's not drug money. They do the same thing for the exchanges. You have to verify who you are before working on the exchange. They also tax crypto, and the more they tax it, I think it's going to be the government more so relying on it.
Deputy Doc.
Well, my question is the volatility. If I sell you something today, Tom, for a Bitcoin that's worth $1,000, a week from now that Bitcoin could be worth $10. So why should I accept Bitcoin when the volatility is so...
Well, they do. People do it all the time. But how about just recently? I mean, what was it up? Was it up to $60,000 at one time?
It was.
And now it's down to 40? Right? Something like that. I mean, volatility is there with everything, even the dollar. I mean, but
as an investment, okay, you can deal with the volatility because you're hoping that the volatility will go up. But as far as using it as a method of exchange, I see no reason why I should accept a Bitcoin purchase when tomorrow it could be valued half of what you gave it to me today.
That's true, unless you cash it out at the moment. But
you open yourself up to a new market. There are I have clients who I probably would have not been able to obtain the clients if I didn't offer the payment as Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Why?
There are people who are sitting on large piles of
and that's all. That's the only way they'll spend money
of crypto. They are more willing to spend money if they can do it in crypto.
If I have a bank account or a wallet, and somebody wants to pay me for an illegal bribe or whatever the hell, they can't bribe me for anything. But let's say they want to pay me something illegally. What would prevent them from giving me $5 million in Bitcoin? Would the government see that deposit?
If it was done outside of an exchange, it could fly under the radar. The same way somebody could hand you a briefcase with $5 million
so,
of
but
cash.
If it's outside the exchange, though, it eventually ends up in my wallet. Does the government see that?
You can have a wallet that has never been on an exchange, and the government would probably have no way of knowing about it.
And if it's never been on an exchange, can I get the cash?
And then you could potentially cash it out without the government knowing.
So there is a possibility to have a wallet that's never registered, so to speak.
Correct.
Yeah, but that's the same with cash. I mean, if you're talking about
so then why would anyone register a wallet? Oh man, I'm way over time. I mean, that's what I'd like to know and more.
Hold on, we'll come to you, Ben, next. That's the hook.
But the problem with using its currency is what I said.
Mark, how do you feel about these two?
Okay, what do you think these bottom ones are?
Mark, how do you feel about these two? Or are you too busy?
I don't care. What is it?
Rocky Mountain Ivy.
Who?
Ivy.
And who?
And Ideal. Ideal 60, Rocky Mountain Ivy
But
is
don't
30. I
understand,
need to take a walk. Guys, watch it. Oh, did I interrupt you? What did you ask me?
No, my point is, if I want to buy a car and then
I give you Bitcoin next week, it's worth shit. I stole that car.
Why would you accept Bitcoin as a
All right, let's talk about Rocky Mountain IV. You know what's cool about these guys?
These guys bring the IV to you. Maybe you just need some hydration, maybe some vitamins, maybe you want to check out some of the different cocktails, like the Myers cocktail they offer. But regardless, they charge about the same amount than these IV bars you can actually go to, but they come to you. They can come to the office, or they can actually come to your house. Check them out at referrallist.com. Just type in and search IV. Now, let's talk about Excel Roofing. You know what I love about Excel Roofing? Here's the deal. Jay Bretz came out and did a roof for me probably about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. I go, guess what? It's a hail-proof roof. And here's what I love about it. It can take up to 2.5-inch hail, and it's guaranteed. I'm never going to have to pay a deductible for a roof or hail damage ever again. I also made it so my insurance now is a lot cheaper, not just because of it, but I also upped my deductible. 303-761-6400 is her number. You can find them on referrallist.com. In fact, Jay and the roofing company are the first roofing company on referrallist.com. They're great guys. Tom and I both use them. If you need a roof, don't forget this part either. You ready? You don't pay a cent until you're content. Now, what contractor out there does it? If you're not happy, you don't pay a cent. ExcelRoofing.com, 303-761-6400.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your...
I do it right after this one.
You keep the difference. Or do you have to choose between
All right, Mike's on in here.
or the best price for your home?
I referred it to my cousin, so I hope they do a good job for her.
Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of
Rudy, wasn't that a movie, a football movie?
Yeah. On Notre Dame, remember? They let him in for one play?
It's easy. You go online.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And that was based on a true story, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Just a couple minutes. That lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling, or just curious how Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
You know, we talk about great companies with great service all the time on referrallist.com, but I need to tell you about Master Rooter Plumbing. They do something very unique. You know what it is? They'll actually send a licensed plumber out to your house for free to give you an estimate, a free estimate, no trip charge. This is for the Denver metro area. And on top of that, if any company ever tells you you need a sewer line, they'll come out, they'll scope it, they'll show you the footage, they'll let you know if you need a sewer line or not for free. And if you do need a sewer line, these guys can save you up to 50% from the competition. Master Rooter Plumbing, 720-434-3406. Great guys, great people, great service, great prices. 720-434-3406.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about.
I did Excel instead of Ideal, so we just got to swap one at one time.
Why did you do that?
I didn't do it on purpose. I thought you said Excel.
Of how much it is helped, the more I like it. And I told you about the ball.
What he's trying to say is he made a mistake, but he won't use that word.
You're going to just swap them next time you see one. They're both 60s. Next time you see Excel, do an Ideal.
Yeah. Is the sleep gels.
He fired them off like nothing. Don't worry about it.
And I got to follow up on the
Two place whenever you need.
Oh, for sure. What is it? What? Which one?
Remember Denver City tattoo?
That ugly tattoo.
The guy had the tattoo on his arm.
Post-workout, it really creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order.
Anybody got a pocket knife?
Excel for ideal, right?
And there are things
Yeah,
in there
just
that
work.
I don't believe
You got it. I didn't. You had no. Yours is the
Ideal for Excel.
promo code
Next time you see Excel, you do it an ideal.
Ideal
Or me, whatever.
Got it.
CBD.com.
Also, I filled.
I already did the master. I just did it. So we're all good. We are all good. Kumbaya, baby.
You leaving?
No.
Oh.
Help with all of it. Pain does not have to be a permanent condition. I know. All insurance.
What was new on that?
Same day appointments available. 303.
That abuse hearing.
Colorado Pain Care.
They're saying that they knew about it and didn't do anything, basically.
Can't afford to miss Allward Financial's retirement planning workshop, featuring the 7-step process that's helped thousands plan well and avoid mistakes that can permanently derail retirement. Join us in Broomfield, Lakewood, Boulder, Highlands Ranch, or virtually September 18th to the 25th. There's no cost, but space is limited. Register for a 7 personal decision points retirement planning workshop at 866-807-4250 or visit allwardfinancial.com/workshop. It's Colin Coward. Here's what's trending from iHeart Sports Network, presented by Mercedes-Benz. We got MLS action tonight with the Rapids taking their 8-game unbeaten streak into Portland to face the Timbers. The Rockies sent Antonio Senzatella to the mound tonight against the Braves. After owning the worst road record for most of the season, the Rockies are 4-1 in their last 5 away from Coors Field. And beginning this year, Major League Baseball will designate September 15th as Roberto Clemente Day to honor the Pittsburgh Pirates legend who prematurely passed away in a plane crash in 1972. I'm J.D. Haffron. Style runs in the family. Athleticism runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. 2021 Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Learn more at MBUSA.com or test drive one at your local dealer. Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with Michael Brown.
Proving why Ron DeSantis
About 10 seconds.
where he has threatened local governments with heavy fines if they go against state law and impose mandates. Good for you, Governor DeSantis. Let's talk about that in 2.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Premier Window Cleaning are 2 young guys out of high school that started this company. And I absolutely love their entrepreneurial spirit. They have the greatest prices and the hardest work ethic. Commercial window cleaning and pressure washing, storefronts, restaurant window cleaning and pressure washing, holiday light installations, residential window cleaning, residential pressure washing. Give these young men a call. Honest to goodness, we had our entire house done inside and out for less than half of any other company. 303-564-5574. If you're looking for window cleaning or pressure washing, commercial or residential holiday light installation, they're good. I say good kids. They are. They're great kids. And you know, they're not kids anymore. They started a few years ago out of high school. Premier Window Cleaning Denver.org. Premier Window Cleaning Denver.org. 303-564-5574. All right. We have a number of things to talk about. Ben wants some advice on purchasing a car. Go ahead, Ben. What's going on? Okay, well, first of all, the friend, how old is this friend? What will he use the car for, or her? Yeah. No. Well, I don't know.
I don't have any idea, but I mean, I would be very suspect of anything on Craigslist, but here's the deal, man. What kind of car is it for 10 grand?
It's a 2003 Tahoe. That's 10 grand.
How many miles on it?
190,000 miles.
No, forget it. Listen, Ben, I got to say something. And no one likes hearing this. But if you buy a car with more than 100,000 miles on it, there will be problems. They may not be major, but you're going to have problems. If you buy it for more than 150,000 miles, you will have major problems. If you buy close to 200,000 miles, no matter what, you're going to have catastrophic problems. And I don't care what anyone says, that's the deal. That's the deal, okay? There's no way around it. You know, if you have to get a car with 200,000 miles on it because that's all you can afford, don't do it. What you do is take that 10 grand and put a down payment on a newer car. I want to explain something mathematically. If you bought a car for 10 grand because it was cheap, but it had over 200,000 miles on it and it was older, once you have that car for 2 or 3 years, or 4 years, let's say, the amount of money you put into it will end up being more than the car payment on a new car. More than a car payment on a new car. Not less, but more. When people think, I'm going to buy a used car, what they don't understand is you will positively, absolutely pay the same exact price for maintenance and repairs. It's just that you're going to need them more often with an old car than a new one. The new one's going to be under warranty. Now, I'm not saying your friend go out and buy a new car, but don't even consider a car with over 150,000, and I don't even want him buying one over 100,000 miles. So if that means he needs to float a small car payment, then maybe he does that. We are lucky that interest rates are very low. Now, the problem with all car prices is that they're inflated. So if you're going to buy a new car, don't ever buy above invoice ever. If the dealer won't sell invoice or below, don't buy it. Don't buy it. It's MSRP or below. Now, I used to say below MSRP all the time, but I'm not sure that even goes anymore. Mark, do you think the way you used to negotiate below MSRP you could still do in today's market?
No, the supply's not there. So that one we negotiated for your daughter,
yes, that
car was, I want to say, 16,000 plus. That same car right now sells for $29,000.
It was selling for 26 when we did the deal. It was 26 when we did the deal, and we got it for way under that.
Well, right now you're not
you can't do that
for under 28 or 29.
Right, but here's the thing: you really can't buy a used car with that many miles on it. So if you want advice, he just has to keep looking. Somewhere there's a private owner that doesn't want to hassle, and they would be willing to sell a car for a reasonable price. But I'm going to put the word out, okay? In fact, you know what? That's a great idea. We're not making any money on this, so we can be an exchange here. I'm going to help people through this hard time with cars. I'm going to. I'll tell you what. You hold on. I got an idea.
That's big red letters.
It's got to be on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one. Now, Impact Traffic from the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center. This report is sponsored by Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply.
Northbound I-25 hesitates at Santa Fe. Westbound I-70 sluggish through the new construction. Dolly to Brighton. Westbound I-270 bunched up to
I'm just going to email the guy.
Castle Pines. Some stoplights are out due to the brush fire.
Which one?
Treat any dark intersections as an always stop. Fox 31 pinpoint weather.
Have we ever gotten Tony Akers
today
to talk
and
about
tomorrow.
this?
Highs up to 91. We'll have a few clouds overnight with a low at 53. Then
That's a
partly
different
cloudy
one.
and
I don't know what
on
JR is.
Friday, only as high as 79 degrees.
I don't mind
Sunshine,
something
warm
else.
temps again over the weekend. Highs up into the low 90s. Cooler on Tuesday with showers. Right now it's 85
They can't
degrees.
defend shit.
So
I mean, I don't know
traffic
what's saying.
weather. I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
Imagine a place where great products come together for a great second. At Murdoch's fall kickoff sale, get layered in warm clothing or prep to hunt with new camo and cat gear. Need items for your critters? Get them at Murdoch's Tuesday, September 21st.
I want to highlight something, and that is electrical repairs in cars. They can be very expensive. Sheridan Auto Tech has a complete division dedicated to electrical maintenance and repairs. He took over Lakewood Auto Electrics. Sheridan Auto Tech also does regular maintenance and repair. Sheridan, they are great people headed by Uncle Kevin Calkin, the owner. And Kevin treats his customer base like family. So whether it's an emergency repair or it's just a regular maintenance item, you will never, ever overpay. You will never pay for anything you don't need. It's honesty and integrity and value. Sheridan Auto Tech, 2 locations in Lakewood and in Aurora. Call for details, 303-455-7242, 455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com. If you're looking for a loan, I'm really picky on who I recommend. That's why I love recommending Affordable Interest Mortgage and Kurt Rogers. AIMortgage.net. At AIMortgage.net, you can get any kind of loan you need. But I want to tell you about the liquid loan. That's the loan where, with the liquid loan, you pay off your first. Then it's a line of credit from there on out for 30 years. That first you can pay down and then get the money back if you need it. Or even when you put money in the bank, in that checking account, it's as if that much is paid on your balance. So if you keep 5 or 10 in your bank to pay bills, while it's in there, you pay less interest on your loan. And you only pay simple interest every month for what you have out. It's not amortized. And that's Affordable Interest Mortgage, AIMortgage.net. And you can borrow as much or pay back as much. It's all yours. It's liquid. 720-895-0500. The liquid loan, 720-895-0500.
Hello, this is Bill Amphier, General.
Dealer in Colorado. Now is the time to make a move on that newer certified pre-owned Lexus. We have new vehicle availability of over 200 units, including 2022 RX 350 and 450 hybrids. And right now, your trade-in value will be more than you ever expected. We also have special 0% financing up to 36 months and 1.9 up to 72 months on select CPO vehicles. Come see us today at Cooney Lexus, I-25 in Bellevue, or online at CooneyLexusandGreenwoodVillage.com.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high? Or are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to mold, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality patch or copper will permanently solve the problem.
Did you hear what that one general did while Trump was in office? Did you hear about it?
No, he said that he was afraid Trump was going to nuke somebody or something?
Well, it was more than that. He had several high-level calls, but one of them, I mean, this was done by these journalists who did Deep Throat, Woodward and Watergate.
Anybody that would talk to that guy is a fucking moron.
Listen to this.
All he does is
this general called and said, listen, basically he said, don't listen to our president, he's fucking nuts. We're never going to do anything wrong. We're not going to bomb you, and if ever he wanted to launch an attack, I'd call and let you know ahead of time. Listen, I mean, this is a sitting president he's talking about. And, I mean, that's fucking treason. He's talking to China. I mean, I understand people thinking, oh, well, and of course, a lot of people are saying, oh, he's a hero for this. He went up against his instincts. Actually, it was a very political thing to do. I mean, if you go by the strict sense of the law, he should have never done that, for God's sakes. I mean, even if he was correct, he was wrong to say that. He was afraid that, I don't know.
He was just being political, man.
Oh, my God.
Was it technically illegal?
Wait.
I'm just saying.
Wait, yes, it was. It's treason, technically. It's punishable by death, technically. let me tell you what else he did. He went to the other generals saying, if the president orders preemptive strikes on anything, you come to me first. He said, and he actually did a coup. He said, so, and all the generals agreed that they would go to him first. That's a coup.
Yeah.
Or it's that other end, though. Why did it work that one fucking day?
I have no idea.
See, that's what I'm
You know, this never
And it
before
never-
happened in
it never
history,
worked.
not with
Yeah.
any Republican president. That's how much they hated Trump.
Yeah.
They really felt Trump was insane. Now listen, they really do. There are people that would have never done that with any Republican president in the world. But they feel with Trump anything was okay because it was a mistake he was in there and he was literally insane. That's what they feel.
The reaction to Trump was on an emotional level.
They think he's
beyond
insane.
anything
Ever.
we had ever seen, whether you like Trump or not.
Dude, he was a disruptor. No one liked him.
Right.
Republicans.
But they feel
have you ever
like-
seen a Republican president where people like Romney come out and fucking can't stand him? You just don't see that.
But the thing is, they
didn't want the swamp clean, baby. If you live in the swamp, you don't want it clean.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I have an idea. Is that guy still on with the car? Did he hang up? All right.
He hung up, Tommy.
Supply and demand for cars is so bad that I have an idea. We're going to do this as a service. I'm serious. If you have a good, clean car to sell under 100,000 miles, a used car, call us. And then we have listeners wanting cars, and it's going to be hard for them to find each other on Scams List and all those other places online. And car dealers, you know, they're all right, but there's, you know, supply and demand. People are going to be charging more for cars than ever.
And
So-
people that call have to be willing to have the car inspected.
Well, we're not going to inspect it.
No, but they have to be willing to let the buyer
that goes
have the
without
car
saying.
inspected.
Absolutely. Goes without saying. You should never buy a car without having inspected. But if any of you want to sell a car and you don't want to go through a dealer and you don't want to put an ad somewhere and you want to sell the car and it's under 100,000 miles and you're not asking an exorbitant amount, you want a fair amount for a quick deal, give us a call. Honest to goodness, I think we can do this as a public service. Now, I know there are some people that aren't trying to make the most of this market, and they're not going to rake people over the coals. I mean, if you want to rake people over the coals, that's fine. Just don't do it here. But if you want to make a good, quick deal here, call us with any cars you have for sale, and we'll see.
It really is what it is, though. I mean, supply and demand
Of
really
course
is
it is.
everything.
It is. But the problem with that
If there's
market
one
is-
hot dog left and that's the last of the food, I'm willing to pay a lot of money for that hot dog.
But the problem is when people buy a car now at higher prices, it's not going to sustain.
Oh, they're going to be upside down in a year like they don't even understand.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a really bad thing. Now, Ronald says Wyatt stole his car, but I want to ask Blake Harris something. I have a question by email from Moose saying, since there are thousands and tens of thousands of computers in a Bitcoin chain, how is a Bitcoin verified if 1 or 10% of those computers shut down, whether temporarily or permanently? How is the verification affected? Like, how does that happen? Like, how do they make sure they have enough computers at all times?
So a transaction is approved through a cryptography hash function, and once that transaction is verified, then it's sent out to all the computers on the network. So if a certain portion of the computers disappeared, if the United States completely banned Bitcoin mining, or if there's a bomb in the United States all was gone, all the other computers would continue to have the blockchain transaction on it. Think of the blockchain, or think of Bitcoin as a giant computer, and it has different parts all throughout the world. So if a certain portion, certain countries go down, it continues to survive.
I wonder if anybody's mind, like, you know, we have Azure servers, AWS servers for our websites. I can light up a virtual server in a matter of seconds and put as much RAM, memory, operating system. I can build it remotely from this computer right here to do whatever I want. I wonder if anybody's done that to mine Bitcoin. Just use Azure.
I don't think the economics would be there.
So
I think you'd pay more for the computing power than you'd earn.
I don't know.
You can mine from your cell phone. You can mine from your computer.
Anywhere.
However, it's going to be eating up more electricity probably than it's going to be generating. Bitcoin mining is profitable on a large scale in places where you can get cheap energy. If you're interested in mining, go to what2mine.com and it can tell you which cryptocurrencies you should consider mining. I consider mining kind of like owning real estate. If you have a lot of money, you can go into real estate and make a lot more money. If you have a decent bit of money, you can go into mining and make more money. It's also a good skill to have. Crypto mining is going to be around for the rest of our life.
You're saying that the transaction is approved before it's verified?
The transaction, I guess it's never approved.
Right.
The banks approve.
Not approved, verified.
Bitcoin verifies it. So all the computers are racing to verify transactions. Once one of them correctly verifies it, they send that out to all the other computers on the network.
So only one has to verify it.
So only one has to verify it, and whoever verifies it gets the Bitcoin mining reward or the transaction fee.
Oh, really?
Right. So if you want to mine Bitcoin from your laptop and you don't want to compete with someone else, you can enter what's called a mining pool, where a lot of people are mining, and then anytime someone solves a equation, that is going to be the Bitcoin reward is going to be distributed among everybody in the pool. So you can still get into Bitcoin mining from a small
One big myth and fallacy that was in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world was that that you had to do busy work on your computer. They just sent you mathematical equations to solve that had nothing to do with anything, which was so ludicrous why they would do that. And then you were rewarded with Bitcoins. And that is not what it is to mine coins. When you're mining coins, you're part of the Bitcoin world. You are in it, and you are verifying transactions. That's how you earn. They don't just give you a math problem like at school and say, here, Johnny, if you solve this problem, we're going to give you some Bitcoins. That's not what it is. And so you wouldn't believe how many people, say that. Oh, yeah, they just give you math problems. It's a way to build value, which is ridiculous. So every single computer mining is part of the transaction verification process. 303-713-8255. Ronald, what do you mean that Wyatt stole your car?
My car was parked on private property. My landlord knew where it was parked. They turned around and said I was in the next bunch of apartments. I'll explain as close as I can. But anyway.
No, I understand. You're saying it was on private property, meaning it was on your landlord's property, right?
Right.
But they're saying it was on the neighbor's property. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. It comes down to that. Hold on. We'll come right back to you and more coming up.
Yeah. And is he right?
I have no idea. They just... Oh, no. I'm saying I haven't looked at the problem at all. I'm saying they have video on every truck they have. I mean, they can go to the video and see if it was in the wrong place. That is one... I'll tell you, I say this every time we have a complaint on them. Not one has ever been valid. Not once.
There's a whole thread on Reddit about why it's towed.
They literally go to the video. They do everything every time. The owner went to, I want to say Duke. I used to say Harvard. It wasn't Harvard. It's one of the Ivies.
Well, I don't think Duke's an Ivy League, is it? I don't know. Is it? Is Duke one? No, they're not.
I don't think so. Duke's not part of the Ivy League.
No, what is Ivy League?
Isn't Ivy technically
Pennsylvania?
But doesn't it mean...
Well, and University of Pennsylvania.
Yale, Harvard,
yeah,
Princeton,
yeah, Pennsylvania University.
But there's only 4 of them, I think.
Or
right?
University of Pennsylvania.
There's only 4 of them of the elite. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan
is something I've been saying for years. That's because Ideal does have ideal options. First of all, let's talk about something that is remarkable. The pre-approval. They walk you through as if you're buying a house right then and there, and you get approved. That money's set aside in your name. Then you go out and find a house. So when you find a house, it's like a cash deal. So it's the real deal. It's a pre-approval. So you can close in just a few days after getting your house. So see how it competes in this market when you put in an offer, Ideal Home Loan, and their pre-approval. Plus, they have the interest rate guarantee. So when you close, guess what happens? They will guarantee that rate. So if rates go down, they will refinance you free of charge. They have credit optimization as well, which is tweaking your credit for the best pricing even after you're approved. Ideal Home Loans, for your next Ideal Home Loan, 303-867-7000. You know, when you have an investment, you can't advertise saying guaranteed returns unless it is true and verified and contracted. So I can say, Become the Banker has a guaranteed return of 4%. It's also got a 1% dividend for a total return of 5%. The 4% is guaranteed. The 1% has been being paid for, I think, 100 years. But in any case, that return is also tax-free if you do it Become the Banker way, because it's tax-deferred, but you never have to pay tax on it if you do it the Become the Banker way. This is a cash account that you put money away, and it earns interest tax-free. You borrow from it, so you never pay interest, or you never pay, tax on it. When you borrow from it through your life, you can even pay yourself back, put it back to its original, and even more. And then in retirement, you borrow till it's depleted. Whatever's left goes to your family. It's a wonderful plan. BecomeTheBanker.org, 303-779-6600.
Do you know anyone that needs a new car or someone looking to trade their car in? Then send them.
There are eight Ivy League schools.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always thought it was 4, but okay, go ahead. Who are they?
Yeah.
Harvard,
Harvard, Dartmouth, Columbia, Cornell, Brown, Penn, Yale.
I didn't know all of those. Oh, I know what I was thinking of. The original 4, and that's where now this is what I was told. This could be a myth where the Ivy came in. Ivy meaning 4. That's what I was told. There were 4: Princeton, Yale.
I always thought it literally meant ivy growing.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Literally what these guys are saying here. It's the old schools where the ivy has actually grown over the brick wall.
Yeah, that's what I always thought.
But then I guess who they were.
Now let me ask you something else. Was Stanford part of it?
No.
Okay, because there are what they call the mini Ivy Leagues.
They're all West Coast. They're all
Wait,
East Coast.
Michigan is though.
Michigan is not.
Michigan.
No, Michigan. I just gave you the
fucking Michigan's a good school.
Michigan, that's like a Rapo Junior College.
No, Michigan.
Those are the 8.
Michigan is
they're all East Coast.
I'll tell you the one that's way overblown. Fucking UCLA. Fucking.
You mean SoCal? You mean the one that they were going to jail for?
Any school in California, or anyone that went to a school in California, just forget about it. 100%.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
What are you saying?
I'm not talking about you.
I didn't ask you what you were talking about me. I asked you what were you saying.
I'm saying people that went to college in California usually have a lot of fucking mental problems. It's just what I'm saying. Why, do you know anybody that went to one of these schools?
I graduated.
Any college in California?
I went to a few colleges.
Okay, now a lot of shit's coming together on this cable. This cable we've been working on for a week.
Except for no one has seen that cable in my hand.
What are your thoughts on
Berserkly? Okay. Let's go.
What, like
CU Boulder students?
They're fucking potheads, man.
Wait, Boulder?
Shit, Boulder's like
my son.
That's about as liberal as it gets.
You know, the guys from CSU hate CU and vice versa.
Yeah.
All my son and all the CSU guys can't stand CU Boulder.
CSU's, they're both good schools. I mean, honestly, they're pretty cheap in the. Everybody says college is crazy. I mean, fucking like DU's like $60,000, man. CSU for the same degree is probably half that. And I think isn't CSU actually rated a little better? No, it can't be. Where'd you come from? CSU? CU? Oh, no, you already said that. Yeah, Gators.
$75 grand a year is what a friend of mine was paying for medical school for his son.
It's crazy.
He's going to owe $300,000 when he gets out of, or he would have owed it. His dad's picking up the tab.
Yeah. Nice dad.
You went Albany.
No, Miami-Dade, and then back to then SUNY.
SUNY, yeah. My dad went to SUNY.
Which wasn't Albany. I mean, yeah, it was Albany, but
he went there for. And there was. No, for what did he go for? I couldn't even tell you what his degrees in, honestly.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Don't forget the insurance checkup. It is free. No matter what insurance you have, no matter how many companies you spread it across, if you call Compass Insurance Group, you get a free insurance checkup. They will tell you if you get a great deal or if they can do better. And you see, here's what's great about that. Unless they can do better, they'd have to prove it, right? They can't just say, oh, we can do better and not do better. They got to do better. You have nothing to lose. And they're great people. TheInsuranceHelpCenter.com, 303-996-9000. If nothing more, confirm that you have a great deal, 303-996-9000. Let's keep going. So Wyatt's towed his car. He said it was on his landlord's property. Wyatt's claims it was on the neighbor's property. Now, how can you prove where it was parked, Ronald?
How I can prove? I've got witnesses. My landlord knew where it was.
They have cameras on every one of their vehicles. How many calls have we had on Wyatt's? Just guess, over a 5-year period.
Oh, my God, that's the #1 complaint getter for towing companies.
And then how many times, hold on, how many times have they came on and bottom line was it's exactly what they said? Every time, man. Not
every
one time.
Now, here's what I want to know, Ronald. What is, where your car was parked, was it in a space between the properties that could have been mistaken?
No. It was parked in front of 2 cars right on the landlord's property. The landlord did see exactly where I had it.
Then why did Wyatt's come? Listen, why did Wyatt's come and hook your car then and not the other 2?
They stole it.
Why?
The other 2 were in spaces.
Okay. Why was it? Yours was not in a space?
No, it was in front of the 2 cars. But it is not their.
It's none of their. You're saying it's none of their business, Ronald. So did they steal your car and sell it, or what? Or did they notify you?
No, they stole it, and they cost my brother-in-law right now around $1,500 to get it out.
Okay. Do you have photos?
Not only that.
We need to see we need to figure this out. We need to see online, like the lot. We need to get the address.
Yeah, give Suzanne the address.
Give us the address. We're going to look it up and bring you up first, okay? 303-713-TALK. And JR, we'll take your call as well. Hang on, JR. I'm Tom Martino. And we got Blake Harris
coming up. Wyatt plucked him because he was not in a space. Period.
Yeah, I understand that, but if it's not their lot to patrol, they're not allowed.
No, it may be their lot to patrol. What I'm saying is, he's saying I parked in front of 2 cars that were in spaces. He wasn't in a space.
Right.
Wyatt plucked him because he was not.
But listen, to leave. But the whole lot, he is saying, the 2 cars plus him, he is saying was his landlord's property, and even if
not a Wyatt lot.
Right.
That's what he's saying. Okay. But I don't know if that's right.
Then I'm
Here's
saying
what I'm thinking.
I'm saying that didn't happen.
Or what if his landlord has a contract with Wyatt?
That's what I'm saying.
For cars that aren't parked properly.
That's what I'm saying.
And now his landlord's saying, hey, it wasn't me.
We agree.
It could be. I don't know what it is.
We agree in support if that's what's happening. If what he
We're
said
all on the
literally
same
is what
page.
he did, If what he said literally is what he did, I parked in front of 2 cars that were in slots, then he's illegally parked.
Yeah, and if Wyatt's is in charge of keeping that place clean, they did the right thing.
I know it. That's exactly right. It's an automatic thing.
I love when people make accusations like they stole my car.
I know. But then they wanted $1,500.
My bad, man.
Not one time have we ever called Wyatt's, and they haven't literally given us the video. And every time they're in the right. Every time. Now, you might feel bad for the person because they maybe only ran in for 10 seconds or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. They're always in the right.
I got wired to unhook me one time.
Did you jump in the car quick?
No, I couldn't get in the car that quick.
Would you give him 20 bucks?
No, I don't know. I don't know why this guy fell for me. He took the damn food off my car.
Oh, that was cool.
I ran into a Jamba Juice in Cherry Creek. I parked on the side right there, ran into the Jamba Juice, made my order on my way back out. That boy was down there. I'm saying, dude, I'm already back and ready to go.
Come on, man. Have a Jamba Juice.
You know, I didn't even have a Jamba Juice. I just ran in and made my order and came back to move my car. See, that was my whole point. I came back. I walked in there, and I'm back before you're on the ground good.
But he cut you free.
He cut me free because he wasn't on the ground good. He was still wrapping that bad boy around and hadn't started cranking it down yet. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, there's laws on where they're at. Now, if you get out there and they actually have it hooked, you're supposed to be able to pay a 20 or 50, whatever. Well, I'm just talking Denver. Whatever Denver says, they have to drop it back down.
But you got to pay cash.
You got to. Well, I don't know if you can pay by credit card or whatever, but yeah. But they can't just take off with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once they start moving down the road,
you're done.
Bye-bye.
I was so doggone lucky.
Yeah. Fucking El Chapo. $1 billion fucking drug dealer. People say crime don't pay. That motherfucker got $1 billion.
Crime.
Although his ass is locked up forever and a day if he doesn't break out again.
Yeah, they gave him another time.
Can you believe that shit, man? They dug right into the prison to let him out. That shit was crazy.
Well, you know they got that from that Gerard Butler film, Gerard and Jamie, where he was planning his revenge years ahead and ended up digging into the prison.
Yeah, I'll tell you the one I like too is that Alcatraz. Well, the movie I really like, but I mean it's based on a true story. How they spent all that time, and then you never know if those guys got away, man, or if they died in that swim. When I went over the Golden Gate, and looked over at Alcatraz,
a lot of water. A lot.
I don't see how you possibly swim that. I don't care who you are.
And the killer part is, in that piece of the bay, no. The water is actually carrying them out.
Oh.
You realize that's water from inland.
They're going the other way.
Its way out to the ocean.
Good. Not too bad.
Did you watch that doc called The Bridge?
Yeah.
Man, that one dude that gets up there with that big trench coat, they show this dude climbing up on that footage like almost once a week for about a year, and he just sits up there. And then one of the last scenes in the movie, he climbs up there.
I'm sorry, I was on the phone. Did you finish with the why it's towing?
That shit was
I thought I heard you
crazy.
say my name.
And that one dude jumped.
Okay.
He fucking breaks. He jumped because he was no, he wasn't terminally ill. Something was really fucked up with him. Super depressed and shit. He jumps off the bridge, happens to land right next to a boat that fishes his ass out of the water. He is now a quadriplegic and couldn't kill himself if he wanted to. I mean, he made his shit a lot worse.
And I was up in Washington State on the Sound in the middle of the night when somebody went over.
Oh man!
When somebody they didn't go. I was on a ferry going across to Bremerton, and all of a sudden they just stopped the ferry. All the ferries were stopped because somebody had gone overboard out of a small boat. Right in the ferry lane.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Did they get them or?
They found them.
Yeah.
They were done when they found them.
Yeah.
They were not propeller chopped or boat beat up, but they had already died.
Who were those people that all died in that submarine not long ago?
Years ago, right?
No, this year.
Where? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, some country had a submarine, real recent, like months ago. And they couldn't find the submarine. It just disappeared, no communication. And next thing you know, they're all dead.
All these movies are just coming true, aren't they?
You are the right loan program for your
Yeah.
needs. Schedule a free mortgage review with American Financing. There's no pressure and no upfront fees, just savings. 303-6.
Mark, I can't believe you walked to the airport without a mask.
Through the DIA, this was only
You walked through security.
TSA. The guy at TSA, I went through Gate A.
He's a fucking liar.
I went through Gate A, which is Frontier, and he said almost no one was wearing a mask, man.
Oh, really?
He goes, "Do you have a mask for the airline?" I thought he was going to make me put one on. I said, "No, a matter of fact,
No, but
I
it
don't."
is required in the airport too. In the airport, it's required too.
They
Mark.
say it's required in the airport, but they're not.
I'm telling you, man, I have flown probably 10 times this year, and I have not worn a mask in DIA until I get on the airplane.
Which counts against your average daily balance. You got to find out more about that one. Plus, conventional loans or FHA.
In fact, I'll go a step further. When I landed in Las Vegas, I didn't have a mask on. When I took off from Las Vegas, I didn't have a mask on. And then California, not Los Angeles, but Ontario, I didn't have a mask on landing all the way out of there.
Beginning Monday, Michael Brown moves to
I don't remember if I wore one when I went back in that airport, though.
Morning
I might
6 to 10.
Why are you going to Ontario? Oh, you're going to Ontario. Because you're going to
Okay, Tom, $5,000 more. Add to our fund. Remember that warranty on the lifted truck? They're gonna.
We got to do both of them.
Okay. $5,000.
Holy crap!
This is the
Troubleshooter Show.
Going to the office.
Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Tom. We are here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, and to take complaints. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. That means if you have pain, inflammation, even anxiety, maybe you're traveling a bit, RealCBDThatWorks.com, a natural product made right here in Golden, Colorado. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. It's Panacea Life Sciences, by the way. If you want to look them up, Panacea Life Sciences, the best process for making from seed to sale. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Tom in the promo code for 30% off. Okay, listen, we have some follow-ups that are very important. Let's talk about the one follow-up, that most recent follow-up you called about, recent, right here today. What was
Both of them were yesterday.
Okay, both were yesterday, but talk about the...
Okay, the big one is Sharon and Paul Nichols bought a 2015 F-250 from Alpine Auto. They bought a $5,000 extended...
Now, this was incredible. Listen to this, folks. They bought a $5,000
extended warranty.
And it was on a 250 diesel, F-250 diesel. What happened?
They had some warranty work done. They brought in for a recall. And when they brought in for the recall, there was some work that needed to be done. The people that at shop said that it was out of warranty. Warranty wouldn't cover it because the truck had been lifted.
Listen to this, Mark.
So
they bought a $5,000 extended warranty, and they bought it in 2018. And when they brought it in for this recall, they found out it would have never been covered because it was altered.
Well, they'd have to refund that then.
Well, anyway, they were having no luck. Listen
Not at
to this.
all. I mean, they sold. I mean, but what you're saying is they sold him something that was literally worthless.
Correct.
That they could not use at the time.
I left a message for Mr. Hulk Sanchez at Alpine.
Hulk
Sanchez.
Okay.
I just got a call from Mrs. Nichols who said Mr. Sanchez called them up. They're going to take the $5,000 back to the finance company and take it off of what what the Nichols owe.
That is a big.
So
was she happy as what?
She is thrilled.
Oh my God! Well, that is
$5,000 we got back.
We can add that to our total.
We added to our total.
Yeah, and for folks listening, any modifications you make, void these warranties. I don't care if it has nothing to do with the problem.
That's right.
That's what really irritates me. You might do something to, I don't know, reroute a hose or something, and your transmission has problems. They can void that warranty.
Or you put it, let's say, or you put a transmission cooler on it, and then you have a problem with something else, a wheel, has nothing to do with it or whatever. What else? You have another follow-up.
Quick update. Leo called up because he was unhappy with his tattoo. They redid the tattoo.
It was Leo or Lee?
Leo.
Okay, Leo.
Right.
Okay, Leo. He said it looked like a cartoon.
Right. He was unhappy with it. They tried to redo it. He was still unhappy. I spoke to Nick, who's the owner of Denver City Tattoo, and he said, look, we did it for him the second time for free, but what we're going to do, just to make him happy, we're going to give him a $120 refund.
Is he happy with that?
Yes. Denver City Tattoo didn't have to do it.
No, of course they didn't.
But
I didn't think it looked as bad as he thought.
I didn't either. But they're going to send him a check for $120
and he's
to make him happy.
What does that represent, though, Doc? I wasn't here.
Almost half.
Almost half. It costs $300. It costs $300 for the original tattoo.
Where the hell do you get a tattoo for $300?
Okay. Well, we had this conversation yesterday. The same exact thing I said. You can't get a tattoo for $300.
Not that I've ever heard of.
Not only did he get a tattoo for $300, they went over it and enhanced it
without cost. So
now they're going to say now we'll refund $120.
So I think these are stand-up guys, and we should let them know that Denver City Tattoo came through.
All right, that's very good. Two good things to start off with. We love it. Now, oh my goodness, towing companies. Do you know what? It has to be the most unpopular job in the world. It used to be dentist. I was told that the dental industry had the highest rate of suicides. Did you know that? Because dentists they never felt appreciated.
I thought mailman.
I don't know
Postal people.
No, I mean among professionals. And I don't know if that's still true. On a serious note, dentists had the highest rate of suicide. But anyway, bottom line is towing companies are, I think, hated by everyone. Hated by everyone, right? Tow companies. Except if you need your car towed.
I want to say again with Wyatt, so the coolest part I like is when we call up, we get the owner will say, hold on, let me go pull the video, and then everything comes to light. And not one time that I remember have they been wrong. Not one time. Now, and if they were wrong, they instantly fixed it.
But we want to know why this happened. Ronald says he was parked outside of a spot behind two cars that were in spots, but the whole lot was not Wyatt's business because it was on his landlord's property. In other words, if you have a landlord and your landlord doesn't care how you park, whether you're in a slot or not, it's not up to a towing company to come by and just tow you because they don't like it. But is that the case? You're saying that's the case, right, Ronald? You're saying Wyatt's came and took your car because you weren't parked in a space.
Right, and I do need to explain the rest, but I would first, they said, yeah, we got pictures, but we are not out. They are our pictures. We own them. You cannot see them, period.
You cannot see.
Exactly what they told my landlord.
But Ronald, I want to ask you another question. Your landlord, who does he hire if someone illegally parks?
He does not.
Well, then we've got a whole different issue. We need more information. What's the address? Can you give it to Suzanne?
I got to finish this up first so you know the whole explanation.
Go ahead.
I am in emergency room in the hospital. They had to haul me, so I could not even move my car on a back. And so I had even no way of even moving it because they had to get me to the hospital immediately. So.
But what does that have to do with this, though?
Well, they'd have to tow it then, right?
No, what does this have to do with that is what I'm asking.
No, they did not have to tow it because they weren't authorized to.
Hold on, here's what I want to ask you. Those people you were parked behind, you were did they have a way of getting out of their spot?
No, they didn't.
How do you know they didn't call? How do you know?
How do I know?
Yeah.
I will explain to you why. Where it was setting, they even said, yeah, we came out, we found you parked in the wrong place. I could not get the picture. I was...
Ronald, you got to stop, okay? You're just ramble, okay? I want to ask you a very simple question. The two people that you blocked in, how do you know they did not
call? One was my own car. Let me explain.
No, I'm not going to let you
car.
explain. No, I'm not going to let you explain. I simply want to know, how do you know they did not call? Did they tell you we did not call?
They did not call. The landlord said he is the only one on that property that would even have a right to call.
But that is not true. If somebody blocked me in, I could call. Whether I had the right to do it, I could do it. How do you know they did not call because they were pissed?
If you will let me finish.
Go on, finish. Answer that one question. How do you know?
That's what I'm trying to explain, and you won't let me.
Go ahead.
The property where it was parked, one was my own car. The other one is one that hadn't moved in 6 months.
Okay, thank you. So one of those cars you were blocking in was your own car.
Right.
And the other one was disabled.
Right.
Good, thank you.
Exactly.
Now, so your car was parked. It wasn't, in essence, blocking anyone. And you're minding your own freaking business, and Wyatt's comes along and tows it.
Right. And
okay, now, Mark, hold on. Ronald, hold on. Mark doesn't believe you. So, Mark, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well,
why don't you believe
One, he's saying the landlord has no contract with Wyatt's, right? Aren't you saying that?
Yes, he did. He did say that.
Then Wyatt's is not going to show up. I'm trying to envision this.
You're
is
saying
it a townhome? What is it?
Then is Ronald...
Let's say it's a townhome.
Is Ronald making this up?
Well, no, I think his vehicle got towed.
But why?
I'm not doubting that.
Why do you think it got towed?
Because he was blocking 2 cars, and Wyatt's most likely are in charge of whatever lot that was. And they saw him not park correctly, and they towed the vehicle.
Now, that could be. If Ronald...
But Wyatt's isn't going to pull up to iHeart right now if iHeart doesn't do it. If I'm parked somewhere, they're not going to do it.
Right. What he's saying, Ronald, what he's saying is, if he was blocking me in... Wyatt's is not going to drive by and say, oh, that guy's blocking him, I'm going to go and tow him. And so here's what I want to know. Could it be that Wyatt's thought that was their lot?
No, they did not. They knew darn well, because they even lied about where they said it was parked.
Where did they say it was parked?
In front of 3411.
They claim they towed it from in front of the other property.
Right.
Can I get an address to look at it on Google Maps?
And why don't you call Wyatt's, Mark?
I need an address. I need something.
Well, he just...
Okay. It's
Hold on. Oh, yeah, give it.
Okay.
What is it? 3411 what?
3445 Sheridan Boulevard.
Now, that's where your landlord's property is, right?
Right.
And where did they say you were parked? Get the other one, too, Mark.
They said that I was parked way up in front of 3411.
Okay.
Which I was not, because I will not, on the worst day, park on someone else's property.
Did they say you were in front of the property or in their lot?
They said I was in blocking in front of that address.
Yeah, but aren't you allowed to park on a public street in front of an address or not?
This does not have a street. These are apartments, and so it's off-street parking.
It's off-street. Okay. Hold on, Ronald. Mark?
The first thing I see on the side of the building is permitted parking only. So do you have to have a permit in your vehicle to park there? Did you have one?
But it was his own landlord who let him park there. Again, if Wyatt doesn't have a contract, it doesn't matter if he has a permit. Ronald, does your landlord require a permit?
No.
But there's a sign on...
This is your spaces. This is the visitor spots.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, hold on.
So,
just hold on. We'll come right back to you.
We have an 888 mark. Yeah, I can't read.
I think why it's got these lots. This goes back to looking at the way the property is laid out. If he's got one of them, he's probably got the problem.
Can you read the number on the sign?
Which number? For the house?
No, on the parking side.
Oh, I'm not looking at the same thing. Let me look at that.
So you have an 888 heating.
Really, I'm happy. Normal day-to-day activity, playing golf, everything, I'm fine. But trying exercise, and that's what
I want to tell you about RenewHomeInnovations.com.
For the most beautiful bathrooms. They concentrate specifically in the wet area of the bathroom, the shower, or the tub shower combination. They do big, beautiful rectangular showers if you want them with no thresholds, meaning you can walk or wheel right in if you're disabled. They have perimeter drains. They have no maintenance wall systems by American Standard fixtures. They can start the next day. No supply chain problems with them. Why don't you call Renew Home Innovation? Special discounts for seniors and for veterans. Beautiful work, and we get beautiful, wonderful reviews from RenewHomeInnovations.com. 303-904-2000, 904-2000.
All right, check it out. We talk about great deals. I need to emphasize this deal because it's going to end soon. Why? Because it's going to start getting cold, and when the cold comes, this deal is gone. You get a new furnace. You get a new air conditioning unit. You get a whole home humidifier, and you get 5 years to pay. 5 years with zero, and I mean zero interest. It's from the guys at 888heating.com. You need to check them out. That's their website, by the way, 888heating.com. Their phone number is 888-HEATING. But call up about this deal before it goes away. Other companies charge $8,500 just for the air conditioner. 888heating.com.
It's Brian with Advanced Budget.
3411 is a Wyatt lot.
3411 is definitely a Wyatt lot. I got it right here.
And that's, but that's not his landlord.
So where's the break in
the landlord is 3445, Mark. Okay?
Yes, I see that. Well, wait, 3411's a church. Is that what you're seeing?
I don't see it as a church. I see it as a second unit.
His American Express Business Platinum Card, which lets him earn 5 times membership.
I've been to this church before.
Talk about this week.
Really?
And it's still standing?
I know. I'm thinking the same thing. It should have got blown away just because you showed up on the lot.
Don't do business without it.
The irreverent ass.
Are the two properties adjacent to one another, Mount?
Yes.
So
side by side.
Right, so there's no like 3423 or 3011 to 45.
It's 3411 with unit numbers and then 3445 with unit numbers.
All right, I'll call him. I mean, I don't know what else to do at this point. I can't read the signs on 3445.
No, I see it.
This property. This is what I'm showing you. Okay. That's 3411, that's 34. Okay. This is 3445, that's 3411.
The darker is 3411, right? The darker one. That looks like a Wyatt sign.
That is a Wyatt sign.
And then you're saying these lighter ones is 3445. And who the hell is this towing company?
With brand new high quality packs or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years, serving over 40,000 happy customers. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. So say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a free home and eliminate risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. 720-572.
You see the sign though?
I see the sign. They both say private property. There's a number on it, but they don't say why.
I can tell the one is 720. That's all I can tell.
Marcus by Goldman Sachs offers personal loans with no fees ever.
What's the owner's name? You remember? I always forget.
No, Wyatt? I don't remember. Why do you remember?
With no fees,
Because
you can help consolidate
he's
debt
been on
with
3 times
bank
with us.
coffee that tastes like bank coffee. You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing. Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments net is value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs.
Do you remember the Wyatt's owner's name?
Lending and deposits products provided by
What is it?
USA member of GNC. Research shows that people remember radio ads with British accents.
Oh.
So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual
Put a cell number in my deal.
Your home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Take it from a Brit.
Oi, buy me
insurance got such and dush out your pocket. It's balmy. Liberty Mutual. What did you
I'd like him to be wrong once just to see if they do the right thing, but I'm sure he does.
So you only pay for what you
They
need.
got to make money hand over foot, man.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Yeah, it's a good job for somebody who ain't got shit to do all day except for park across the street and watch lots.
Yep, or sit next to the Burger King and watch the lot or whatever, man.
Or sit in the Burger King.
Troll.
Trolling big time. Because I'm telling you, that guy that got me.
This report is sponsored by Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply.
Warm and sunny for Wednesday, temperatures right around 89 degrees. A little bit of a breeze, especially in our north central mountains. Overnight down to the mid-50s, tomorrow in the 90s. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burst.
Imagine a place where great products come together for a great sale. At Murdoch's Fall Kickoff Sale, get layered in warm clothing.
Hey, Trevor Mark Major. Hey, there's a G-Wagon part that I heard. I need that.
Items for your critters, get them at Murdoch.
Just get rid of it.
September 21st.
Doesn't belong here.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KNOW.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. If you're listening online, that's good. We're currently off the air right now, but we have our vast online audience and streaming audience. I don't know. We're having technical issues. We're radio dead, I'm told. Blake Harris, I'm sorry about that, but in any case, Blake Harris is BlakeHarrisLaw.com. I wanted to tell you 833-ASK-BLAKE. Blake, we have a question for you now. Okay, so can people get a will to get started and then shift things later on? Wills obviously can be changed, right?
Of course.
Can trust be changed? They want to know.
So a will, as long as you're not incapacitated or dead, you can revoke your will, you can create a new will, you can amend a will. As far as a trust is concerned, 90% of the trusts that are created, when you hear me talk about trust on the show, most of the time these are revocable living trusts, which allow you to have complete control over the trust, amend the trust, dissolve the trust, and this trust will avoid probate after you pass away. It often then becomes irrevocable upon your passing.
Is it a disregarded entity when it comes to depreciation of an asset, for example?
A revocable trust is the IRA is treated as though the money is still in your own pocket. It is a disregarded entity.
Okay, so if you have a trust, you can put your business assets in it as well as your personal assets?
Pretty much any asset which you or I can own, your trust can own as well.
But you can mix them. You can mix them in that one trust.
Yes, yes. The exception being retirement accounts, you don't want to put directly into your trust. That would be seen as a complete withdrawal. The way you handle a retirement account is you either leave them directly to a beneficiary through a beneficiary designation, or you can just change the TOD, the transfer on death, the beneficiary designation on the account to the name of the trust, provided that the trust has retirement provisions.
So the trust, when you have a revocable trust, a normal trust that you control, when you die, it becomes irrevocable. It allows you then to protect your children through their entire life. Can you keep that trust in place their entire life?
Yes, and I generally recommend that. What I see from other attorneys sometimes create is you keep the money in trust until the children turn 30. But the problem is, if the day after your children turns 30, their spouse files for divorce, the money that you've left to your children could end up in the hands of your ex-in-law.
So the idea of a trust is to give you a seamless transition for death and then protect heirs.
Exactly. A revocable trust does two primary things. Number one, avoid the time and expense associated with probate. And number two, give protection to your children. Number one, from your children not spinning through it too quickly while they're young. And number two, from outside parties not taking it away from them due to a lawsuit, a divorce, a medical illness, any type of debt.
Okay, now, does it turn out that the more you have, the higher the probate costs? Or does it necessarily have to be that way? Do you guys go by percentage? What do you do?
So generally, the bigger the estate, the more it's going to cost to probate the estate. However, a bigger factor is family harmony. If the family fights after somebody passes away, that's going to get expensive quickly.
Got it. All right, that's Blake Harris, 833 Ask Blake. Now, I want to know, Ronald, I just want you to know we're working on this. Mark, do you have any questions for Ronald after looking at the lots? No. Okay. Hold on, Ronald. Okay, we'll come back to you with the Wyatt's towing thing. We're trying to figure out why they would go down the street and pull your car out of that lot. Can you see 2 distinct lots there, Mark? Okay. Mark's working on that. JR, it's your turn. Welcome to the show, JR. What's going on with you, sir?
Hey, in March this year, I had Plumline come out and give me an estimate on a sewage replacement.
That's Plumline, okay. Got it.
Plumline.
Okay.
In the first part of May, I called Master Router for a second opinion, like Mark says.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Katie came out, did a camera scope and all that, and I told her send me a estimate. Well, that never happened. So last part of July, I called Master Router again. I talked to Jay, the general manager. He came out, and I told him to give me a written estimate. That never happened. So on September 7th, I called Tony Akers, okay?
Yeah, he's the owner.
Right. He said he'd come out. I told him the situation, that he'd bring a technician out and scope it and give me an estimate. Okay, that's fine. And so I got called the next day from the office saying...
I just want to ask a quick question, though, JR. If Plumline gave you an estimate, and Master Router, you had such a tough time getting a second opinion, and I know why, it's because he's really busy, but I'm not making excuses. Here's what I'm saying. Why didn't you call someone else for a second opinion? Why did you keep calling them back?
Well, because I trusted Mark Majors.
Yeah, not only that, because you're going to give him the lowest price. So has he still not called you back? Because to me, that's not acceptable.
No, he called. Okay, he called me back saying, "Yeah, I'll come out, but it's going to be a fee." I said, "What do you mean a fee?" I was told that'd be free estimate because from the beginning, I never got an estimate. Okay?
Are you in Denver Metro?
Yeah, I'm Denver Metro. He said, "We don't do work for free. We are a business."
Okay, listen, JR, listen. I want to make something clear, though.
Yeah.
And I want to tell everyone this. If you do business on my referral list, okay, everyone is approved by me. If you do that on the referral list, we do expect good customer service, and we do expect honesty and integrity and all of that. A couple things we don't really cover is pricing, and we don't cover disappointment men. Here's what I mean. If they don't come out, here's what I say to you. That's a bad thing. We don't like that. But you really should call someone else. Don't frustrate yourself. I'm telling everyone this.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
No. But we will look into this. We will look into this because if you have to pay for an estimate, we should say that. But I think something must have been up. Something we're not hearing. I'm not suggesting you're not telling the truth.
You hear this side, but yeah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'll go look for other place, but I'll probably go out there in front of iHeart Radio and just protest against a Master Router. That's okay.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Okay.
Just like Mark done it before. I'll protest against Master Router. Don't you Master Router because they're on the referral list.
Okay. Okay.
You're right.
I know you're pissed off, JR. I get it.
Hey, I'm going to call Tony. I'm going to call Tony and have him call you, and we're going to figure out what's going on.
I understand why you're upset. First, you had a hard JR, hang on. You had a tough time getting called back, and you kept trying. I understand that completely. And the second thing is, he said, we're going to charge you to come out and look at it. And you thought, you were going to get a free estimate. So we understand you. Huh?
I understand.
We understand what you're saying. I just want you to know we heard you. So we're gonna figure it out and figure out what's happening. If it turns out they now charge for estimates, or I don't know. Let's just find out where the disconnect is. We're honest to God. We are transparent. How much can I say that? I mean, we have no reason to want to cover up for anyone at any time ever, because here's why: no one's perfect. People make mistakes. Okay, so we want to bring it out. This is something more than you will ever get, ever from any other place that advertises. You will never get people to take your complaints ever on any other show, on any other station, on any other list, ever. So remember that. We have more coming up.
That doesn't sound like Tony.
No.
Michael Brown at 2.
There are always two sides to the story.
Sometimes three. And boy, let's talk about how many versions.
Do you remember that old TV show? There are 8 million stories in the naked city.
That's right.
And this is one of them.
Who used to say that?
That was a TV show.
It wasn't Dragnet.
It was a millionaire.
Yes.
Remember, it was a millionaire. Go give a million. Say,
He would
8
give
million
money away.
stories in the city, and this is one.
And would he give money away?
You give $1 million. There was a TV show. It wasn't real.
I know. Well, but then
It was back in the 50s.
I know. Do you remember? Yeah.
I'll tell you, when I was growing up, you remember Ben Casey, this TV show? Vince Edwards was a surgeon, and he was like this big shit, and everybody, I thought, okay, that's how it works. If you become a surgeon, people listen to you, is bullshit. The only time people ever listen to me is when I'm actually doing a surgery. All the other times, you're low man on the totem pole. The nurses are above you, the administrators are above you, because it's hard to find nurses than doctors.
School year passes, college and
Buy and Build. You can buy below wholesale at Buy and Build. I love these guys. I've known them for so many years. Courtney Pierce and his family started this, and they are now at 560 South Lipan. And when I say below wholesale, I mean it. They blow the doors off of everywhere. So if you can find it at Buy and Build, it's not if you'll save, you will save, just how much you'll save. Buyandbuild.net. Cabinets and vanities, granite countertops, sinks and faucets, bath hardware and accessories. You can send your contractor, go yourself, or go together, or have Buy and Build do a turnkey project. Any of these options are open to you. Now you go just west on I-25, right? You get to Alameda, just west of I-25 on Alameda. Then south on Lipan, 2 blocks, 560 South Lipan, 303-295-6022. That's buyandbuild.net. If you're looking for a safe, conservative investment with a 4% guaranteed return plus a 1% dividend, tax-free, yes, it is tax-free when you do it the Become the Banker way. Become the Banker is the name of the program. It's where you put money away, it grows tax-free. You borrow from it through your life, for college, for a car, for whatever you want, then you pay it back. With interest. Yes, you pay yourself interest. Why would you do that? To get more in the account, dummy, because whatever's in there grows tax-free. Then eventually, in retirement, you draw it out for your retirement, and you never pay tax on it. It's real. BecomeTheBanker.org to find out more.
Are you curious when you should take some?
Visit my website now for your free Social Security analysis at KirkCambria.com.
West on Alameda from I-25 and south. Yes, good.
Kirk with a K, Cambier.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment.
Why I have a problem with that? Okay, there we go.
Member of FINRA SIPC. Investment Advisor Representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
Hey, Colorado friends. Are your missing or failing teeth holding you back from the foods you love? At Clear Choice, we understand. Your teeth are an important part of how you look and feel, and it's easier to enjoy all of the great food and fun Colorado is famous for when you're at your best. It's time to get a free consultation at Colorado's Clear Choice. Our doctors are leaders in restoring oral health and function. Dental implants offer a permanent solution, so you can appreciate all of life's pleasures, including our delicious local food. Led by Dr. Jovic and Dr. Mackert, Colorado's Clear Choice teams provide options for lasting tooth replacement. Take control of your health and gain the freedom.
What does this mean that Instagram knew that it was harmful to teenage girls? What does that mean? Does anyone know?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Instagram.
There was some news headline saying Instagram admit, or there's documents showing that they knew whatever.
That their service,
that it was toxic to young girls. Look, that's all I saw. I don't see anything else.
It's actually growing back and blends in so well, you don't know why I had to treat them. Speaking of which,
pretty clear social media is not good for us. Kind of like eating fast food, Instagram, social media in general.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Rewards more sexual, more nudity.
I know, of course it does.
You scroll back, these girls in the beginning they're fully dressed. And the pictures that have less, that reveal more, get more likes.
I know.
Every time they all turn into.
Well, the one that did not do that was Charlie DeMeo. She's the only one. She's not done it. I mean, which is amazing to me, how she became number one. It's because she was on there first, one of the first.
Yeah, getting a really platform helps. Have you heard about Evergrande, the Chinese company that's looking to default on some of their loans?
Hey, let me take
They're calling it the Lehman Brothers of China.
It's global in effect.
This could be the lead to the collapse of the real estate market again, another 2008. Type in Evergrande, China.
But it could hurt us here.
Yeah, I mean they have ties. They have payments due to American companies that are not able to service their debt. So,
but I take
reading through the people in the crypto space are talking about this is the new Lehman Brothers. This is the start of a new financial crisis, a new housing. This is the bubble. Housing market bubble finally bursting.
Energy boost. You get 30% off your first order with using the promo code KHOW, KHOW. And
China tells banks Evergrande won't pay interest next week.
30% off your first order by using promo code KHOW. It is Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal Family.
Hey, I just saw the magazine.
You know, there's a lot of ways to
office.
protect your
Blake
home.
Harris is
You
on
can
the
take
cover.
both. You could bubble wrap it, or you could train a pack of wolves to protect it. But the best
I got
way
a
is
client
with
from that
the Flex Seal
magazine
family of products.
with
So when you need to
actually
protect
they saw me on TikTok, but they said what really sealed the deal was the magazine. So boxing,
All of that always helps.
Oh yeah. This is seeing it in
And you're one that understands that collateral, especially when people see like you somewhere and then see you again, then they wait. Oh, wait a minute, something's up here. When it's credible, not just when it's the same shit over and over, but you do different things everywhere you go.
But anyways, the client had over $10 million. You've got very. I mean, I know you have an idea of who your listeners are, but there's some very wealthy listeners.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Hey, we were just talking. I think I did another advertorial with you this month in the magazine, didn't I, Blake? 303consumer.com. Plus, did you know I have your interview on 303consumer.com, which stemmed from our first magazine with you on the cover. And this second magazine, we still have your video up at 303consumer.com. Plus, we have a new article. And it's really important that you seek this magazine out. It's more than just deals, although it has a lot of great deals. It's 303consumer.com. Now, Mark, what about Wyatt's?
Let's get him back up.
Okay, Ronald. Mark has been investigating. It's JR. We haven't forgotten about you.
Hey, Ronald,
hold on.
You got a red pickup, right?
Right.
Well, first of all, you were parked.
Can I see it?
You were parked in somebody else's spot. You weren't parked behind anybody. And Wyatt's sign is directly in front of that spot, and whoever's spot that was is
hold on. We have
that's it. I got the photo.
We have the photograph right here. You're parked directly in front of a Wyatt sign saying that this lot is patrolled by Wyatt.
And on top of that, it's literally someone else's spot, and that's the person that called.
You're not in front of cars in this one. In this one, you're in front. You're in a spot. The lines are on each side of your truck, and you're parked right up against a wall, and it has two windows on it. It looks like, what kind of wall is that? It's a block wall, a concrete block wall, and on the sign is a Wyatt's towing sign, say warning that you will be towed. Now, Ronald, I'm serious now when I ask you this. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I say that when I'm not, and I'm not.
I'm not giving a hard time or nothing else. It's a lie.
We're looking at the photo. Do you think they photoshopped
my landlord?
Do you think they photoshopped this thing, Ronald?
I think they took it after they moved it.
Yeah, they moved it, and they put it in someone else's spot. Then they rehooked it up.
Ronald, honest to God, man. Ronald, you really believe they towed it over there to take a picture?
You talk to my landlord. I'll get you his phone
get his number. Let's get his number, okay? Mark, do they have any other
photos? I can't give it to you right now.
Listen, man.
I got to dig it out.
I don't know what
phone.
else to say. This guy, no offense, man, but I don't know what happened that night. Maybe you were very sick. Maybe you had a little too much.
No, I was not.
You said you ended up in the hospital.
Ronald, honest to God, there's a photo of your truck in a parking spot.
And they moved it before they took the picture.
Yeah, because
you think they would go through all that trouble for what?
I know they did. Because they know they're lying. You can check with my landlord. I got people over by the house that even seen it parked there. They knew exactly where it was parked. So he moved it first, and I was afraid they were going to do that.
Anyhow, whoever spot that
wait a
is
minute, Mark.
who called.
Mark, wait a minute. Why don't we get the person who called? Why don't
Because
we
they're not going to tell us that. They didn't want to be disclosed.
Now, let me see that. Is there a car behind him as well? What is that, though? There's a car behind. No,
that's the tow truck hooking him.
Oh, that's the tow truck hooking him.
So
hey, man,
they hooked him, then they backed up with the car on the two-wheel tow.
Does your truck have white cans in it?
It probably does. I've got a bunch of stuff in it, so I'm not sure.
Is it a four-door pickup red?
You got it exactly.
You're clearly in someone's lot. Wait a minute. I know what he's saying. They backed that up into there and took the picture.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Well, how do we know they didn't?
Now.
How do we know they didn't?
How do we know,
Mark?
You know what? How do we know they didn't actually?
Mark,
we have a great relationship with
Hold
them.
on, Mark. Hold on.
Yeah.
Is it hooked right there? Right.
Yes.
Couldn't they have just backed in there right there and took that picture?
Sure, they could have.
Well, how do we know they didn't?
They probably did.
This guy's adamant.
You know what?
Do you think this guy's
I
flat
think
out?
he should take him to court.
Here's what I'm asking you. Do you think he's flat out lying?
This guy?
Yeah.
The caller?
Yes.
No, I do not think he's outright lying. I think, okay, I'll tell you what I think. He was either drunk when he parked and didn't know where he parked, or he had a medical emergency.
Because according to this picture from Wyatt's, it's diagonal in that spot.
Yes.
It looks like he backed. It looks like
listen to it.
It looks like the tow truck. Hold on.
Talk about your.
It looks like
it's
Ronald.
Be a few minutes.
Ronald.
Yeah.
It looks like the tow truck operator could have backed into that spot diagonally there.
Now, why are you trying to get this guy going?
I'm not.
Yeah,
Mark,
you are.
That does not look. That looks like he could have. I'm not saying it did happen.
What do you want to bet? Let's just bet.
There's no way to bet.
Yeah, if
Mark,
we bet enough, I'll figure out how to prove it.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're really not, and I'm serious now. I'm saying that could have happened. He could have backed in there like that. That could have happened. Okay?
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay, good
I'm
enough.
not saying it did. Who are we? Are you having a separate conversation here, Ronald?
He's a busy guy.
Ronald. Never mind. Who's he talking to? For God's sakes, he's on the radio. What building is this? Can we send this to Ronald to see if he recognizes that building? Seriously. Can we send it to him, please? Would you send it to him, Suze?
I'll certainly try.
Do I have a copy of this, Mark?
I'll text it to you.
Here, I can just.
I'm
here.
astonished.
Would you do that? No, Mark, please. Listen, Talib, could that be backed in there? I'm not asking if it was. I'm not asking if it was. I'm asking, could that have happened? Of course it could. Of course it could.
It looks like it could have been backed up in there.
I'm not saying it was,
Okay.
and I'm not saying there would be incentive to do that, unless I don't know who was driving. I mean, listen, this guy sounds so upset and adamant about it. What do you think he did? What do you think happened to his truck?
This is the same guy that started off with what, Tom? What was his first words out of his mouth?
I don't remember.
Wyatt stole my truck. So let's just go back to the beginning,
Mark,
and tell me how sane he sounds.
He's upset, Mark. That's what he meant. They stole it, meaning they took it without
No, he didn't.
authorization.
He said they stole it.
He was saying literally they stole his truck.
Now, you guys know damn well, he also
And you
said,
know damn well
he
Wyatt
also
didn't
said,
pull up for no reason.
He also
just
said,
grab a truck for just out of the blue on property that has nothing to do with them.
That's probably
out of the
right.
blue. Then
Mark,
they drive it around to this spot and back it in.
I'm not even saying
then snap the picture.
I'm not saying they drove it around. What I'm saying is, maybe that's close to where it was
parked.
parked.
And the moon is made of cheese, Martino.
Maybe that is close to where it was parked. You see, the difference between you and me is that when people call, I at least give them the respect of listening.
Oh, my God.
That's what I do.
We went out of our way and had them send over all the proof. Now you're beating up on the proof.
I'm not. I am not. I am saying it's unlikely, but it could have happened. Here's the point. What if it did happen? I mean, this guy sounds too upset to be lying about this, unless somebody moved his truck after he went to the hospital or something. Ronald, I want to talk to your landlord. I want to continue this. I'm not kidding. We don't have to continue it now. I want to go back to JR, but I want to continue this. Suze, maybe we get him on tomorrow.
You got a break. Oh, you fired it.
I think we need to talk to landlords.
This is a great discussion. I want to get this on tomorrow. I'm serious. I want that picture. I want to post that. I want to post that.
Landlord.
Yeah, let's talk to landlord.
Landlord or some of the other.
He's the key. He's the key witness.
Here's what I want to know. Where is that spot in relation to the other lot? Do you know where that building is? Can you find that building?
We can probably pull it up right here.
If this is, if it's the next block of buildings down, that's it right there, the dark brown, right?
Is it a block building?
There's two single block units.
I would go as far as to say it's that one right there.
Hold on, let me see, Mark. Can you just point to? I want to look.
It can only be that one or the one next
Mark,
to it.
what do you have pulled up on there?
Right here. It can only be. It can only be.
It is that one. It's
this
that
one or that one.
Yeah,
There's the sign.
And look, next to it's red.
Mark, that's the sign.
And next to it's red.
Everyone has the sign.
It's just that one and that one.
Okay, so whose buildings are those?
Why?
Hey, O'Brien Legal Services is
a real estate attorney, and he is an expert at real estate, and I use him on this show, and you should use him to go over documents if you're closing on real estate, or maybe you want to hold the paper on a sale and have some income. Some people do that now. Or you may want to buy a house with someone and you're unrelated, not married. Hey, you need a partnership agreement, whatever it is. Or you have a legal border dispute or an easement problem or a fence problem, an issue. If it has to do with real estate, think olslaw.com. O'Brien Legal Services, 720-370-7388. K&H Home Solutions. They're great people. They're at the home show, and guess what? They have specials, very special specials at the home show. And we never did get Ted on. Maybe we'll get him on tomorrow to discuss the specific. But they have extraordinary savings and extra savings if you sign up at the home show. That's the message. So they want you to come see them at the home show. That's K&H Home Solutions. But, of course, you can always call and make an appointment for your home, 303-421-7100, or you can go online and make your own appointment at khwindows.com. Established in 1956, the oldest home improvement company around. With soft light windows, 7 years straight winner of the Energy Star efficiency rating from the Department of Energy. Everlast siding, which is a lifetime of durability, and Provia entry doors. You need K&H Home Solutions. khwindows.com.
It's this one. This is where. That is it.
Okay.
And the reason I can tell is the other one that looks just like it has bars on the windows. Bars.
Go to the other one. So, where does he live in relation to this?
I have no clue. I have no clue where he lives. Nor do I care. That's where the car was.
No, but here's what counts. Look, here's what counts. Honest to God. Let's say he lived down there, and the guy's pulling up, and he says, "You know what? I'm gonna nab this motherfucker." And he pulls it.
The guy runs a good business, man.
I'm not saying he did it, but God damn it, it's possible. You don't know every single driver. I mean, they're all Boy Scouts? How do we know a driver couldn't do that on the way out? Saying, I better get documentation here. I don't know. I don't even know why they showed up to begin with if he's blocking somebody.
Because whoever's spot that is, called. That's what happened. Whoever's spot that is, called them.
If I could find that person, I would believe it.
Well, okay, then
I would believe it.
Then don't believe it. I mean, what are you going to say?
How does this guy prove where he was parked? That's what I want to know.
The guy ended up in the hospital.
I know, but Does he sound like he's intentionally lying, though? To be honest.
I didn't say. He doesn't know what the fuck happened. He went to the hospital.
I think he's confused.
He went to the hospital. Who knows what his problem was?
I wonder if somebody moved the truck. I'm serious.
Ask him what his other car is.
Ask him where were his car keys when they took him to the hospital.
Ask him if his teeth
is not on now. We're going to get... Suze, you understand this is a great discussion. We want to have him on tomorrow.
When we used to triage guys in the emergency room, we would ask them if they're teeth niches. They said yes. We immediately get a psych consult, so we wouldn't have to work them up.
What'd you ask them?
I put in trouble.
When we were working in the emergency room as residents, we would ask them.
Because it's beyond our control at this point.
Go crazy.
Once I
said, do your teeth itch?
I saw the engineer that ran it probably 6 months ago and asked him. I said, hey, do you remember if there was a punch down in between or is it a straight through? He goes, oh no, there's definitely a punch down to anything going in.
So you think they mismatched?
We think our problem is on that punch board.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Because we've checked both ends. We
Replace
now
both ends.
Can we get to the punch board?
I emailed who I need to email.
We now have a solid.
You just got to remember,
we have a solid match of all the lines, but 4 of them are showing open. That's
on the punch board.
That's on the punch board. Yes.
Yeah.
If there's one punch board, that's the other thing I didn't even consider. There could be a punch board going from the basement where everything is to up here.
There will be a punch from the wall in there
to here,
down to where it's going,
and then reverse.
Then it's going to bridge back up, and then we got to bring it back up here. Those things used to kill us.
Mark, there's nothing.
You know what? The more I think about it, this is valid. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's what happened.
I'm not
saying they just showed up for no reason, grabbed his vehicle, and then moved
between a possibility.
And how would they know where? How would they know where to put it in order to be able to tow it? I'm just curious. Like, how do they know where that guy lived or didn't live? They must.
You mean when they changed
the driver most?
Why did they show up?
You know why? I bet this guy had an affair with someone at Wyatt's who works for them.
Here's the thing. Why did they show up there to begin with is a question. Hi, Tom Martino.
Oh, your troubleshooter. I swear to you, tomorrow, we're going to have that guy back on and investigate all possibilities. We are. Now, I don't think it happened because why would they have shown up to tow him to begin with unless somebody called? They're not just riding by and say, I'm going to take that truck and I'm going to put it over here. No, I don't think that happened.
That could have happened.
Oh, stop. But what could have happened was if they did pick that up in error, let's say someone said, someone's in my spot or someone this, and they drove there and found this truck. They say there's a red pickup truck or whatever. Or I'm saying that they could have picked this up. And
if you want to get really down and serious, we know exactly where this is. Yeah. We have the photo.
I know.
And we know exactly what address it's at.
Yeah.
So we could go knock on that person's door and ask them if they called.
I want to do that. I want to do that.
So
maybe
Deputy Doc?
No, I'll have my crazy, the maniac. What's his name? The rebel rouser.
But
I
think
with the
this
truck.
calls for a big time Del Frisco's dinner.
Hold on,
big time.
JR, Mark has a call into Tony, and you are going to be back tomorrow, and we will get an explanation. Okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
We need you to hang on because there was some more information that Master Rooter needed. Okay, like your address. Hold on. I'm Tom Martino. Blake Harris, don't forget, for the best information in estate planning and